AM Seattle, KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to accuse you of manager.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now, here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
All right, hi, everybody. Good morning. It is the Brock and Salk Show here on Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com, the Seattle Sports application, wherever else you like to find the show. I don't know, 97.3 HD2. Do you like that? Do you like crystal clear, high-definition radio? Do you like to find us on YouTube where you can see what we're wearing every day? It's so exciting. Talk about things. Some days it's a shacket. Today it's just a little white golf hoodie. I wish I was out there going to play golf later. I'm not. It's just a hoodie, but I wish I was going to go play golf. I wish it wasn't raining. It's certainly warm enough to go do so, but just don't have that in me. Not interested in going to play golf in the rain more. I don't want to do that. Instead, I'm going to go sit in a hockey rink and watch my daughter shoot for a while tonight. That's kind of where we're at life-wise.
Looks like next Friday is going to be gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm going to be gone. Yeah, it's great. That's really helpful. Next Friday I'm going to be up in Canada, so not helpful. Not helpful for next Friday, unfortunately. It is a formal Friday, a football Friday, a baseball Friday, a solo Friday, so that's kind of the day planned. John Forslund going to join us at 7:30, so we'll talk a little hockey with my favorite person to talk hockey with, John Forslund, as the Kraken have, 14 games left to play after last night. They actually put together a decent effort last night, just lost. So we'll talk to John as he's on his road trip, and then G. Scott. So kind of a normal type of a Friday. I'm going to do Blue 88 today, too. How about that? You ready?
What?
Yeah. I'm going to answer 3 great football questions that I wrote instead of Brock.
Can?
No, I'm going to answer them better. They're a little more opinion than they are informational, but hey, whatever. It is what it is. It's okay. Maura, good morning.
Brock has veered kind of off course a couple times in Blue 88 this week, so I think you can. I have confidence that you can do better.
I'm here to bring Blue 88. I'm making Blue 88 great again because it's had a rough week. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to sort of help out on all that. Maura, 2 things for you. One small thing, but just want to say thank you to you. You do something very, very small that I never realized was a big deal until I came in here early and clicked on the Wyman and Bob sound sheet. Have you ever looked at what that looks like on Newsboss?
No.
Do you have Newsboss up, which is our program where we play sound? Click on Wyman and Bob from yesterday. Tell me what is disgustingly wrong with this sound sheet.
I split ours up into sections, so
Yeah, but they don't even. I don't know. I couldn't even look at this. There's no space.
Yeah, there's no space.
It is so cramped and crowded. How do they find anything? How do they even look at it? It's like vomitous. So thank you. It's a really small thing, but it makes. I didn't realize what a world of difference it made until I clicked on that. I was like, I don't know how Bob looks at this thing. I'm sure Dave doesn't look at it, and Bob, I'm surprised he doesn't vomit all over the studio. Actually, I think isn't he a non-vomiter? Isn't Bob one of those people who's never vomited?
I feel like you've mentioned that before.
I
But
think
I
he
haven't talked
is.
to him about it.
I know a couple other people like that. I think Bob is vomited once in his life or some crazy stat
That's
like
very
that.
weird.
Yeah, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure, and that's a long life. I'm pretty sure he's one of those guys who's I won't do it. I can't do it. It bothers him to such an extent. So I'm impressed that he's able to keep it in every day. He looks at that. And then you hit up the aquarium last night after dark. I need a 1 minute, 30 second, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Tell me about the aquarium late night edition.
I didn't know they were doing this. I guess it's something that they've done in the past, but now they're doing them on a more regular basis. It's like Seattle Aquarium After Hours. It starts at 5:30. I think it goes a couple hours, and yeah, you just. I think the ticket prices are pretty much similar to the normal ones, and then they have a bar set up. You can grab a drink. You can take it all around the aquarium with you. They still have the food going, but we had already eaten dinner.
Okay.
And then now, with the remodel they did, there's 3 different buildings, and you get a little wristband. You get access to all 3 buildings.
Okay.
They were doing some they had some things scheduled too, like if you wanted to sit down and hear a talk about sharks, or they had someone out explaining the harbor seals. They were outside having some fun. I love the otters; they're my favorite.
Sure,
They're like little water dogs.
Yep.
And they were putting on a little show, and then that new building has like a whole archipelago.
Oh.
And it's like 2 levels. You can kind of see it in the ceiling when you're first walking into the building. It hangs over outside. It's really cool, and they have some sharks and some rays and all kinds of stuff in there.
Did you touch the starfish?
I did.
I always do that and regret it. Like, oh, now my hand kind of smells. Like, I don't know. I do it, and then I always sort of regret touching the starfish.
Well, then the sea urchin, they said if you put because I didn't even know. I know if you step on those, like out in the ocean, you're in trouble. They said you can put your finger in between the little spines, the little stickers they have, and it'll give you a little hug, they called it. And it does. It kind of closes the little needles around your finger.
Well, if I need to do that, sounds fine.
I tried it.
Did you try to get the octopus drunk, or like how did that go?
He seemed like he was sleeping. He was just stuck to the side of the
wall.
Not
interested in the late night partying going on around him. All right. Well, thank you, more. That does sound like fun.
I would recommend it.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm not going to spend all day on this, although it is a need to know. And this blew me away yesterday. We're going to spend some time on the Mariners today, as I said, the Kraken as well. Baseball's just fine. I know that it is such a popular sport to bash baseball and say everything that's wrong with the game. And heck, the most preeminent color commentator who talks about this sport is as big a basher of it as anybody. So it's not a surprise that people take their cue from him and spend all their time bashing baseball left and right. But what an unbelievable success the WBC was. The numbers that came out yesterday for the WBC final between the U.S. and Venezuela are staggering. It is a staggering number. 10.7 million people. 10.7 million people just watched an exhibition game. 10.7. For context.
I think you see why these brands want to go more global. Why the NFL is trying to branch out. Why, it's...
For context.
There's a draw there.
The World Series averaged 15.7. So more, obviously, about 50% more, but 15.7 million people watched the World Series. That was the highest number it's had since 2017. NBA Finals last year, 10.25 was the average. 10.25 million people. More people watched the WBC final game than watched the NBA Finals. That is think about that for a moment. For all the talk that baseball gets, baseball's dying and nobody likes it and this and that and then it's too slow and why can't they make it faster and they got to do this and they got to do that and this isn't fun. An exhibition game just got 10.7 million people to watch. More than watched the precious NBA Finals. So, yes, Major League Baseball probably has some work to do. Major League Baseball probably needs to figure out why so many people were interested in this exhibition and try to learn from it without necessarily turning their game into it on a daily basis. Learn from what it is, but recognize that the audience is out there. Maybe the audience is sick of getting Red Sox Yankees for the 9 millionth time. Maybe the audience is sick of the same 5 teams over and over again on national platform. Maybe the audience needs to have its stars promoted better. Maybe the audience needs more passion in the game. Maybe it needs to get to know those personalities and see how much they care. And maybe some of it's on the players. And maybe some of it is hard in an 162-game season. And maybe you've got to come up with a different solution to that. I'm not saying that you turn it to a 20-game season, but maybe the number is in the 150s, and maybe that does help a little bit. I don't know. Maybe you have to be a little creative. But don't tell me that baseball isn't popular. Yes, it is. Baseball is exceedingly popular. People love the game of baseball. You just got to figure out the best way to give it to them, the best times, the best national audience. You got to figure it all out. That's up to the executives and the people in the game to try to bring more of that out of the game. But it's there. People do not have a like a natural like inclination now away from the game of baseball. Plenty of people out there to watch it. 10+ million people watch the WBC, a spring training exercise. Without some of the best players in the world, supposed to be the best players in the world, it wasn't. It wasn't even, because a lot of them can't go and can't play and can't do it, especially the pitchers. So there is really an opportunity there for the game of baseball. And don't just say, well, the game is slow and it doesn't fit in a YouTube, TikTok environment. There's still plenty of people out there who want to watch the game of baseball who are willing to watch a long-form game like that. You just need to find the best way to package it. You need to make it interesting. You need to make it, passionate. And if you can do all those things, baseball will be just fine. All right. Chris Egan was hilarious. If you guys didn't hear any of this, I think I got more texts about this than anything we've done in a while. So Chris Egan going to join us coming up in 20 after everything you need to know. Oh, by the way, which has sound that I don't think anybody's really heard. This was sent to me yesterday, blew me away. It's next on Brock and Salk.
Having one of those days where a little of this would make things so much better?
Fastball, strike three called. He got him looking. How about that for a Cactus League debut? Cade Anderson striking out the side.
We got you. You can stream every Mariners spring training game live for free on the Seattle Sports app. Making lives better through Mariners baseball, one
Goodbye, baseball!
at a time. Home of your American League West champion Mariners.
The March sales event is on at Toyota of Renton. Finance the 2026 Corolla LE or the Corolla Cross L at 4.99% APR for 72 months, or lease the 2026 Camry LE at $279 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. Find them at toyotaofrenton.com. Offers valid through March 31st, 2026 on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, licenses, dealer accessories, and a $200 negotiable documentation fee. Model 1852, 6302, 2552.
Bryan.
Mariners fans, the 2026 season is officially on deck. And Cal, Julio, and the defending AL West champs are ready to feed off your energy at T-Mobile Park. Be here for every monster home run.
There it is, number 60. The magical tour of Cal Raleigh just continues.
Every 100-mile-per-hour heater.
And he throws it and the ball game's over. Andres Munoz has simply been incredible.
Every clutch moment.
A bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
It's going to be an epic 50th season, and you won't want to miss it. Mariners baseball. Try to answer.
Lock in your spot for the season with a Mariners Reserved membership. Get the best seats at the best prices for 20 games or the whole slate. Plus, enjoy perks like guaranteed postseason access, year-round savings, no ticket fees, and more. Memberships start under $500. Find your plan at mariners.com/26.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Smalls here. Did you know there are many ways to do your taxes with H&R Block? You can go to a local office and get expert help in person, or you can choose virtual tax prep and get expert help without leaving home. Or you can even do them yourself online with live human help standing by. Whatever you choose, you can file with confidence, having H&R Block's 70-plus years of tax expertise in your corner. Switch today and file your way at hrblock.com.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Get broadcast times for every Three Tree Roofing Mariners Cactus League broadcast.
Holy smokes, he does it again!
At seattlesports.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, for the second straight season, it's going to be Logan Gilbert on the mound for opening day here in Seattle, as it should be. Getting that nod in the opener, to me, a sign of respect that Logan has completely earned. He's kind of in that sweet spot, right, where he's been around long enough, but he's still at the top of his game, so he's got the respect factor. Of course, yesterday he was excited.
Hey, Mariners fans. Can't wait to see you guys next week and be out there on opening day. Super excited to be back in Seattle, back in the ballpark, and feel the energy out there from all you guys. Super excited for the season. Can't wait to see you guys next week. Let's go.
There we go, Logan. And Dan Wilson explains the decision.
As we've done a lot in the past, we pulled all of them in. And you know, obviously these are difficult decisions, and every one of those guys is a number one. And but you know, just where we are right now in spring, and you know, Logan was you know, the guy that is slated for that, and so being able to tell all of them together, I think this is, you know, as we've talked about the group of them together, how they relate to each other. It's, you know, it was great to have them all in there together.
I mean, I would hope nobody was all that surprised nor offended or anything like that. And the guy did it last year. There's no reason to go away from it. Bryan Wu absolutely had a great year. But look, having one great year, and not that it was his only, he was good the year before too, but not enough to unseat Logan Gilbert as the opening day starter. So kudos to him. As for the game yesterday, we'll come back to beat the A's 6-3. Randy and Cal both doing damage. Randy early.
Here comes the next pitch. He swings a swinging bunt up the third base line again, but the bare hand has no play. It's an infield base hit for Randy Arozarena.
Nice job. And then Cal hit like a 525-foot double. Very hard to do. But drove in 3. So, yeah, both of them did damage, thankfully not to each other. Today is the spring breakout game. That's going to feature Colt Emerson, Ryan Sloan, Kate Anderson, and all the rest of the Mariner prospects. Kind of been like the whole spring. All their games have felt like a spring breakout game because there's just so many good young players that have been playing with everybody else at the WBC. Speaking of that, total success. Fox announcing 10.7 million people watched the final game between the U.S. and Venezuela, a staggering number for a preseason tournament. Remember, World Series did about 15.7 million. NBA Finals averaged 10.25. So that is a really, really outrageous number. Congratulations to everyone associated with that.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, John Schneider show yesterday with Wyman and Bob. They're now sort of done with phase 1 of free agency. So what comes next?
We have people, guys reaching out that didn't quite hit their mark. And then there's guys that, are like Willie and Armani and group upstairs are basically like, hey, just checking in on fair. Yeah. There's a group that'll be, they wait. There's a group of guys out there kind of like, well, if I haven't signed yet, I might as well wait till after the draft to see where people draft and what best fit is.
Yeah. So maybe in a little bit of a wait and see period, which is why we're kind of getting this like, okay, is there going to be some movement? We're gonna see something going on. He also said something that should sound familiar. If you've listened to Jerry DiPoto for a long time, you've probably heard something a lot like this.
He didn't really get his flowers. Like, what an amazing young left tackle. And, that's part of free agency as well. Like, Joey Lane, worked his tail off on that deal for several weeks. And then, I get it, where free agency has this, splash to it, they're covering now, I think they call it football friend or free agent frenzy or something like this, right? It's on TV for 2 days. But, I was talking to, the reason this came up is I was talking to George Payton, the GM for Denver today. And he's like, man, I'm not getting any credit for the guys that we signed a lot of guys, not him getting credit, but, nobody's really talking about, all the guys that they re-signed throughout the year. Yeah. Right. And that really gets overlooked, especially during the season, because we're also hyper-focused on the games.
Right, so he's talking specifically about re-signing Charles Cross, but saying, hey, we consider that part of our free agent class. I get it. And Jerry said the same thing, and I've talked about it. That retention phase is incredibly important, and I understand why both of them think that way. It makes sense. And from their perspective, it's true. From an outside perspective right now, you're looking at it going, yeah, but Charles Cross was already part of the team that just won the Super Bowl and just barely got by the Rams, and the Rams have gotten better, and the Seahawks have let people go. So what are you going to do to match up with that? I mean, I think that's sort of the question that will continue to be asked. Doesn't mean you've got to go out and go crazy in free agency, but I do think that it's understandable if fans are looking at it and saying, okay, we've let people walk out, they've brought people in. What are we going to do to continue to match up?
Here's the third thing you need to know.
All right, familiar game with a familiar ending. Last night, Kraken just couldn't get it done in Nashville. It's not that they played bad. They just couldn't get the puck in the net. Got just one goal from Johnny Gaudreau. That was it. They fall 3-1 and fall just a little bit farther outside a playoff spot with now 14 games left to play. They will continue on this road trip, I believe, in Columbus next. We'll talk more with John Forslund at 7:30 this morning. But here's some good news. It sounds like the GOAT is going to stick around. Hillary Knight, who, of course, plays for the Seattle Torrent here, but has not played at all since the Olympics, told Megan Rapinoe that she wants to keep playing.
It's that part of it's extremely daunting. However, I want to still play for the Seattle Torrent for at least another 2 years, bring back a Walter Cup championship here, right? So it's I'm not going to train less or any differently. So I'm still going to be in it, so I don't know. It's an interesting conversation. So it's do I still play with Team USA for another 2 years and contribute there? That would be ideal.
I gotta tell you, I thought she was done. I thought this was going to now kind of be the end and she would retire. The fact that she wants to stick around and keep playing in Seattle is awesome news, and hopefully she'll be back soon. Torrent lost again yesterday, which is getting them closer to a top pick in next year's draft, which, by the way, is a pretty good thing. There's some really, really good players, many of whom were on that Team USA team, that will be available. Tournament yesterday, only one big upset. High Point over Wisconsin. That's a traditional 12-5 matchup.
Here comes the long ball. That's what Wally called for, but it is intercepted. And High Point, the Panthers, the 12 seed, continue on as they upset the Wisconsin Badgers 83 to 82.
How about that? 83-82. High Point beats Wisconsin. Gonzaga, by the way, took care of Kennesaw State. All right, that is everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show.
So that kid that made the game-winning shot for them, that was his first 2-point shot all year. Apparently, he just specializes in threes.
Gosh.
He had like 68 3-pointers this year.
Also, come on. Really? That's sort of hard to hear in its own. I wish you hadn't told me that. It makes it a little harder to get behind this whole thing. All right, Maura, coming up next, if you guys need a laugh today, if you just need a chuckle, stick around. I think what you'll hear will at least bring a smile to your face. And if it doesn't, things must be very rough in your life. Stick around. It's next on Brock and Salk.
9 out of 10 experts agree wearing earbuds at work is the universal signal for leave me alone. So grab the earbuds, pull up the Seattle Sports app, and trade that annoying coworker's endless yapping for this.
He's at the wall. Cal Raleigh's first one of the spring.
Listen to every Mariners spring training game live for free, only on the Seattle Sports app. Improving lives through Mariners baseball, one
sparkling play by Josh Naylor
at a time.
It's funny how you get used to things in not so ideal condition around the house. It's Dave Wyman here, and for me, it was old windows. After 20 years in our home, virtually every window had a broken seal. We got used to cold drafts, outside noises, and condensation. And if you're in the same boat, use this spring to say goodbye to the old, dreary windows and hello to your new exclusive windows from Harley Exteriors. Right now, they're having a spring cleaning sale to complete your home makeover. If you buy 10 windows, you can choose between 20% off your entire project or get a free door. On top of that, make 0 payments and accumulate 0 interest for up to 12 months for qualified buyers. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade, manufactured right here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Call 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today at harleyexteriors.com.
If you actually are the person that will take care of them after the fact, if you actually will be there for them, if you will pick up your phone, then they come back to you.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
I started Davis Law Group in 1994 to fight for the underdog. And as our team has grown, we've stayed true to that mission. Today, Davis Law Group is known for providing excellent service and even better results. Visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com to get your free book on car accident law.
Smalls here. If it feels like everybody's sick right now, you aren't imagining it. Doctors say this is the worst cold and flu season in 25 years, and it's not over. I can't afford to get sick, and I doubt that you can either. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right in your home. It includes prescriptions like generic Z-Pak to help you get well faster, plus antibiotics to treat pneumonia, strep throat, sinus and ear infections, nausea, even UTIs and other common illnesses. It's in your kit the moment you need it. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no lines at the pharmacy, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook and call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Order your medical emergency kit online in minutes and it ships to your door. Save $45 with my promo code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. Again, that's $45 off with promo code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. That's urgentcarekit.com/smalls, promo code SMALLS.
Prescription required. Always consult your doctor to determine if this product is right for you.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber, the door store. Something that happens here most every day are customers and contractors looking to purchase doors they can take today. Frank Lumber has a good selection of pre-hung display doors that are ready to go. And if we don't have what you need today, whether it be style or size, and you find a door in stock, we can still get you taken care of quickly. Come visit our showroom and bargain barn in Shoreline. Also, be sure to check us out online at franklumber.com.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Save $10 on a pair of Rain-X Latitude wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Our professional parts people will even install them for free.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found Good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 prescriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's Good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
They say teachers don't impact for a year, but for a lifetime. Hi, this is Rick Riz. Join WSECU, your local credit union, as we celebrate those who give so much with the Teacher of the Week program. Nominate a teacher you feel has changed a life in our community. Each week throughout the season, we'll honor one teacher with a $500 grant, courtesy of WSECU. Teachers are the real MVPs. Find out more and nominate a teacher at mynorthwest.com/teacher.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Well, this is something I don't think we've ever done. We've had Chris Egan on the show many times. He's been in the studio. He's been on the phone.
He was a great fill-in for you back in the day.
Did he report? Was it Chris who reported on the birth of my first daughter?
I believe so.
Was it Chris or was it Jesse Jones? Maybe it was a combination of both. I kind of forget. But regardless, he's been on the phone. We've talked to him in different countries, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think we've ever had him on video. This is a first. What? Chris Egan, King 5 Sports, joining us, I think maybe even from a pickleball court as we speak, here on our video link. Good morning, Chris. If people are watching on YouTube, they should be able to see you right now. Hi.
Mike, Brock, good morning. Coming to you from the heart of Tacoma, Washington. I'm at the Drop Pickleball Club. Just got off the court. You know you're out of shape when you played only one warm-up game and you're a little out of breath. But, hey, stacking up wins here at the Drop in Tacoma. 1-0 right now. Get a half-hour break. I'll be back on the courts for a couple hours. Hoping to go 21-1 today if possible.
Is it when you go, it's pickup. Yeah. It's pickup, right? It's a pickup game, so –
we have. This is a high level, Mike, right here. This is 4-5 to 6-0 level pickleball. I mean, I'll take you out there since we're video. This is the first time we've ever done this on the book.
Do they do the thing like they do in Green Lake with the racket, where like the angle of the racket that you put down shows your experience level?
That's kind of beginner, Mike. This is high level play here. So this is only the top players from the PNW are here.
Wow!
At the Drop.
I didn't realize it was that.
I mean, this is. Yeah, so usually there's a challenge court where usually the best players will be. How about this, guys? Welcome to Tacoma, Washington, T-Town, the 253. I mean, isn't that gorgeous?
It actually is gorgeous. Yeah, it's actually really nice. What used to be
it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. I don't know what used to be
here. Was it like
a
Fred Meyer and now it's pickleball courts?
I think it was a Kenny Rogers Roasters, Mike, at one point. Yeah, I think it was. I'm going outside. Hopefully they let me back in.
I don't know.
There
50-50. Do they know who you are when you walk in there? Are they like, oh my God, that's Chris Egan from King 5 Sports?
Mike, not from King 5. They know me for my pickleball, being a 5.2 player. That's how they know me here.
Like a handicap?
So I think I have. Yes, I like it. It's a serious deal.
I know he is. He was a
big time pickleball player.
He was a great tennis player, and now
yes,
he's turned into. I know
that. He played at PLU.
I know.
I mean, don't try to put him in a Rudy Rudiger. This dude's a dude right here. And by the way, Egan, I think I've watched your hot tub scene 15 times.
Yeah.
Can you walk me through? You get home from the Mariners food tasting. And we got some questions about that, and the Mariners, and the Olympics, and the Sonics, and the Seahawks. We're gonna talk sports here eventually. Can you walk me through the genesis and the thought of let me get in my hot tub in my King 5 jacket and float my ferry boat with food? Can you kind of walk me through The origins of that?
Brock, you know the Mariners and what they've meant to me. Kevin Martinez and his group over there, they are marketing geniuses. And I left there and I said, okay, there's all these influencers, and they're all going to talk about their favorite food. Like Mike Salk. I've never seen anybody eat so many sumo dogs in a span of 10 minutes than Mike Salk. So everybody's going to pick their favorite food. Yeah. So everybody's going to do that. And I said, what's the big conversation? It's the ferry boat. And give credit to Kevin Martinez and his crew. Who in the world comes up with this during the offseason? Like, what haven't we done? We've done chocolate-covered grasshoppers. We've thrown hot dogs from airplanes. So let's go ahead and put French fries and chicken tenders in a ferry boat. So that was the big conversation. So I'm like, what am I going to do? Well, let's see if this thing floats. So I knew if I went shirtless, that would have broke the internet for all the wrong reasons. Sure. I don't need the trollers out there taking shots at me. So I'm like, you know what? Let's get in the hot tub. Let's have some fun. And honestly, that was 2 takes. And Mike, this is, when you hit it out of the park. My 15-year-old Luke was the one that shot the video. And Luke looked at me and goes, it's pretty good. Pretty good. And so if you get a pretty good from a 15-year-old, it's really good. It's
you've
really
done something
good.
great. Yeah, I get
so
that.
you've done something well. And the Mariners just continue to hit home runs with their marketing team. It's absolutely amazing.
What was the best thing you ate out there?
I think, Mike, I don't know why it's taken so long to put crab on nachos.
Right.
Like who comes up with it? I don't care. It was absolutely Brock. You are somebody that appreciates getting out in the water and crabbing and pulling up crabs. I'm telling you what, Brock, why have we not thought about this before? I mean, you go back to some of those Heward brother, seafood events.
Sure.
Nobody in the history has ever just thrown crab on nachos. And I don't know about you, Mike, but that was just
I thought that was great.
Was very good.
Kind of a deconstructed crab rangoon.
Yeah. Now I'm a little worried on a nice 85-degree night out at T-Mobile Park if your neighbor has the crab rangoon and leaves it under the seat. I mean, it could get a little dicey out there at T-Mobile on a summer night.
You want to make sure it gets finished.
Exactly.
Where did the Olympics in Italy rank of all the Olympics you've covered, Mr. Egan?
Number one. I know it's fresh. And you're talking. I was in Rio with the Fab Five. The gymnastics team. I watched Michael Phelps in Rio. I was in South Korea and watched the U.S. women win gold there. I watched the curling team win gold there. But honestly, I have grown to become a hockey fan over the last 10 years, slowly. Yep. And Mike and Brock, to watch those 2 games up close, up personal, to be at the practices, to see what hockey means to the rest of the world. I mean, I think it was day 2 at the Olympics, and I was sent to 4 practices to go get U.S. players, get Canadian players. There were some NHL players playing for Sweden and Finland. And there was 30 members of the media there from Sweden for their practice. And you realize how big this is in other countries. It's, we saw this with the World Baseball Classic, how big this is to Venezuela. For Finland, hockey is their baseball. Hockey is their football. And then to be at those 2 games, and the women's game was absolutely amazing because I was prepping as a journalist. There was only really 2 NBC reporters in the mix zone that did sports. The other ones were news. And Bruce Beck from New York turns to me and goes, Egan, if the U.S. women lose, we need you to do your job. We need you to, you can't be asking about food questions. We got, it was looking like they were going to lose. And we had to be prepared to get sound with them. And then all of a sudden it just turns. And there's a moment, Mike and Brock, where I'm sitting there at this arena and I'm surrounded by NBC News reporters for that women's game from Boston, from Chicago, from Dallas, from Houston, from Miami. And you realize this is just bigger. It's all these reporters are here for one team, Team USA. And then you've got the entire Canadian media group over there as well. And to watch that overtime win and then to go to the men's game on on Sunday was, you know what, it's going to be
you
hard
tweeted,
to ever
didn't you
match
tweet? I think you tweeted that this was the greatest sports venue of, and Chris, you've been to Super Bowls. You have been, right?
It just
Rose
was something
Bowls, you've been to national title games. You've been to, like, I mean, you in your lifetime have experienced so many different mountaintops, and yet that was, in your mind, the greatest sports kind of venue and feeling you've ever experienced.
For me to cover, and I've been to Super Bowls. I was there for the Seahawks' first Super Bowl championship and Mariners playoff games. But for me to cover, I was not there in 1980 to watch the Miracle on Ice. And I know people have tried to compare these two, and I wasn't there, so I can't sit there and tell you that. I did start playing pickleball in 1980, but
he was trying to.
I was
trying to jump in front of grandma's.
Pickleball was not around in 1980. That is a lie, Egan. That is a misstep.
That is not a lie, Brock. That is not a misstep. Do your fact searching. Maybe in downtown Puyallup it wasn't going on, but on the North Hill, the FME 5 Mil in Edgewood, they were playing it. But you know, the night before Saturday, just to kind of really quickly paint the picture, NBC was only allowing so many journalists into this venue, and so I got picked to go, which was a thrill. And then I literally sat there on my feet for the entire warm-ups, the entire game. And it's 70%, the crowd was 70 to 75% Canadians. But the 25% U.S. fans there, I mean, they were so loud. And just to be part of that, those USA chants. And then when Canada ties it up, you're just like, there's no way the U.S. wins this. I mean, the Canadian firepower, and Mike can sit there and tell you about this. You know, it's Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer. There's no way the U.S. wins this. I mean, it's just matching up. There's just no way. And then they go to OT and you're like 3-on-3, and they're like, U.S. does not match up with Canada. I mean, they're just better. And so somehow for them to get the win and then to be there with these guys after that gold medal, to be there with their families, it's really hard to put into words. But I'll just say this: it's going to be tough to top that moment for sure.
What was how long were you there? Almost 2 weeks? 2 weeks?
27 days, Mike.
Almost
27 days.
Right.
There's a reason, Mike. There's a reason they have bidets in Europe, because when you eat pasta for 27 days, there's I mean, no protein.
I got a bidet in my house. I don't know how anybody lives without a bidet. Once I bought one, I will never live without one. Yeah.
Yeah, why? It's like the never-ending story. It really is when you're eating pasta.
You want me to sing again if you need me to?
Sure.
Chris.
I love it. And Mike, you brought me back to 1984. I mean, that, and you're right. That was not a dragon. That was a dog.
It looks
that
like
was
the Cavalier King Charles.
And a lot of people don't think about this movie and the drugs used to make it, but think about that dog. Back in 1984, there was only like 4 types of dogs. There was really just a lab, and then there's maybe like a pinscher. Ever since that movie, Mike, crossbreeding started. I mean, that's a cross between a Shih Tzu and a Lhasa Apso. And we didn't have that in 84. Track it. Since that movie, crossbreeding with dogs started. I'm just saying.
What was that's the most ridiculous thing's been said on this air, and that's saying something.
Well, it's true. Do the fact searching.
We'll do the facts. Yes, we'll do the fact searching. What was 27 days like in Italy, walking around everywhere with Jake Wittenberg?
I'm going to give so much credit to Jake. Well, first off, he's absolutely phenomenal when it comes to like just posting videos and being there and enjoying the moment. But I'm actually going to give write down what I'm going to do today. Here's what I need to get done. I feel like I get a lot done because it's all organized. And it was Jake one day that says, put your list away.
There we go.
Put your list away.
Yep.
And let's get on a train and let's go to Venice. And this is very unlike myself, because it's like, that's not really on my list. And I'm like, I need to go to the Finland second practice. And he's like, no, we've been doing good. Come with me. Let's go to Venice.
Yep.
And I need to honestly, guys, do more of this, because I said the hockey game was the greatest event I've ever seen live. At this point, Venice was the most amazing city I've ever seen in my life. Wow. It really was. It was It was an incredible day. I give a lot of credit to Jake kind of for pulling me off that list task person that I am and letting me enjoy.
And for you to say that, Chris,
the
while
poodle
in
dog
Tacoma,
would like to have a word. The
that
poodle
is
dog
impressive.
and Fife would like to have a word.
I know. I've been to some great cities. I'm not lying. Buckley, Roy, I mean, Vader. I mean, they're all up there. Monroe on a nice night when you can see the women's penitentiary. I've seen some great cities, but Venice to me, and I'm telling you,
Venice was better. Interesting. Wow.
Venice was better. I'm telling you what, put it on your bucket list. If you haven't taken the wives to Italy, I would do 2 days in Milan. I would go to Venice for a couple days. I would do Florence, Rome, maybe head out to the coast as well, and just sit back, enjoy the people, enjoy the food, enjoy the history.
Brock's going. Brock and Molly are going.
Yeah.
Oh,
27th anniversary. Yep.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Why would you? You know what? What is it? You're going to go down to the Great Wolf Lodge, or is it going to be Italy? So congratulations. Nothing wrong with the Great Wolf Lodge.
Yeah.
I mean, I love
Central
going
Italy,
there.
Central Italy or Centralia. It's a tough choice.
Peel
I think
peel
Salk
back the
just
onion.
came up with a slogan: Centralia or Central Italy. Oh my! Oh, I apologize.
So last night we're texting. We're trying to get Rachel Nichols on the show. We're trying to get Diana Rousseau.
Never gonna happen.
We're trying to get some different folks, and finally, like nothing, just dead. I said, you know what? We haven't chatted with Egan. What do you think about Egan? Salk said he just makes me laugh.
Yeah. Did you
And
get
here we
down
are.
to spring training at all?
No, because, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. My wife said, do not go to Italy and complain about anything.
Right.
And because you're in Italy, you're enjoying food. But watching the Super Bowl at a football bar at 2 a.m., with a lot of football fans, that was tough. That was hard. No, I mean, nobody was enjoying really the game, but it is what it is. And then missed out on spring training because I was still in Italy.
Well, so I was wondering,
and
27
that's
days
one of my
there.
favorite. Yeah,
I thought you could have gone for just like a week, but brought 27 different polos, and you could have had reports for days from Italy, and you and Jay could have gallivanted all over Europe together during that time.
We should have, Mike. And it's funny, I did pack about 10 polos, and I wore one of them one day, and the producer, because I was doing national shows for NBC, he said, yeah, let's just stick with the NBC gear, if you don't mind.
Oh.
So I got shut down. Oh.
How do we think our Mariners are going to be, Mr. Egan? Are we prepared for a run to the World Series?
Well, I mean, I think if anybody that has listened to the Salk and Brock show, like I have, all you need to do is go back to a year ago when I was on this show from spring training.
Yep.
And I forecasted that they would get in the playoffs. I thought they would go to a game 7 with the Blue Jays.
You also did that the year before, and the year before,
No,
and the year before,
those shows have been.
I think we actually just had a different clip of you with a different polo with the same prediction.
Sure, Mike. We could go down that never-ending story as well. But truth be told, we still have the pitchers. The bullpen is better, Mike. And I think we'll be back.
So you're going to have to ask another question because I got to look this up. I am really fascinated when crossbreeding began with dogs.
Chris,
I think Chris is right.
Think of Brock. Think
Yes.
back in 1984. Did anybody have a snickerdoodle? No, that dog didn't even exist.
What was the thing that you said you had said on our air?
I don't think bugs existed in 1984. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't. And this dog is like a long bug flying. You think they did?
Yes.
I don't know if they did.
Of course
I don't
they did.
remember.
Not in Puyallup,
I don't
maybe.
remember a lot of pugs in '84 around the Egan neighborhood. I'm just saying.
The internet wasn't around for people to learn about what else was out there.
There was like 3 dogs in our neighborhood: German Shepherd, a Lab, and then somebody had a Doberman Pinscher. That was it.
And that was it. Yeah. It's impossible there were any other dogs. It was just the 3 that were in your neighborhood.
Yeah, I just got a couple texts that says, have you been doing drugs this morning, Chris? No, I'm playing pickleball.
Well, it's more of a natural high. I would
Yes,
say.
thank you, Mike. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm out of I'm out, Brian. I am disappointed in you though, Egan. I really
Crossbreeding
thought,
and selective breeding of dogs began significantly earlier, with evidence of Arctic
17th
sled dogs
century.
being intentionally bred at least 9,500 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So,
I think
maybe I
that
was giving a
Rock
little too
Eater
much
was a
credit
part
to
of
that
it.
movie.
Yeah. I think the Rock Eater was a big part of it. We asked Chris Brock what his favorite food was at the Mariners thing the other day, and I was shocked. And the sumo dog was great. It was number 2 on my list.
It was good. Yeah.
And
What's on that, Mike? By the way.
We went through it yesterday.
So many
Nori,
things.
Okay, never mind.
Furikake, some other stuff. But I was surprised because we actually have the video of you trying the ribs.
Can I get a rib? All right. Paul, we got ribs, we got hot dogs.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my. And we'll have highlights for you.
I think that was in Centralia,
Are
too.
you now afraid to try ribs at the Mariners?
I don't
events?
eat ribs ever since that moment. No, not only do I not, because I don't know how hot the ribs are going to be. Also, you should know this, Mike. They're going to get all over your hands. It ruins the rest of the day. People are going to want to do handshakes with you. And then I think, Mike, my best moment you missed at the Mariners media frenzy was when I fed Grandma Carolyn a crab nacho. And no joke, you two. Grandma Carolyn has 1.7 million followers on TikTok, and I am trending. I'm getting lit up. My DM is being lit up with a bunch of grandmas right now that says, "Please feed me some crab."
And how many of them were at the pickleball court with you this morning?
Mike, once again, let's go back to the beginning. This is top level pickleball here. All right, come on. There's no grandmas here.
Chris, off the top of your head, what year did that happen? How long ago? What year was it?
And where was that? Was that Centralia?
Okay, that was that. No,
Hoquiam?
Brock. That was
Hoquiam.
in Monroe, home of the Bearcats, who used to have. They had a phenomenal tailgate. They had a phenomenal tailgate party for their high school teams, and I want to say,
what year?
Oh, 12 years ago. I want to go with doing the math.
No, not even. It was only 8 years ago.
No,
that is
Only 8
January
years?
2018. That famous moment occurred on King 5. Chris, thank you. What a morning this has been. Thank you for this.
Yeah. Hey, come on down. Get on down here.
Okay.
Get off set. I'll hold a court for you two. We'll get you out here.
Can you do some dinks before we go? Is there going to be some dinking this morning?
It's soft play, Mike. Yeah, soft play in the kitchen.
Soft play in the kitchen. Soft play in the kitchen. All right, there you go.
If they hang it, Mike, you know what I say, Mike? Though they hang it, I'm banging it, buddy.
Chris Egan, King 5 Sports, and truly the most unique influencer in all of Seattle. There you go. He is. It is really too bad for Chris that he is the age he is. Like, if he had been, Lyle, if he was your age, he would have been a tremendous influencer. Chris Egan could have been a really incredible, like, TikTok, Instagram influencer. He would have been great at it. He just, unfortunately, not that he's still okay. He's got another job. That keeps him busy. He loves what he does. But he could have really, really been great at that. Could have been awesome. Very funny. And not surprisingly, people did seem to truly love it. Egan interview, pure gold. I know this is a rewind, but pugs are one of the oldest dog breeds. Yeah, I don't know where Egan was going with that being the beginning of breeding dogs. I feel like we've been doing that for hundreds of years. He may be right, though, that it was right around then that the doodle trend started, when people started, breeding everything with a poodle in order to make it hypoallergenic. That's probably true. But, like, pugs have been around forever, man. Chris has an epic laugh. Sounds like Bill Hader's laugh. Yeah, I could see some of that. And then you guys are hilarious. Could not get through my set at the gym. Well, it's not us, man. That's all Egan. That dude is, he is a special kind of riot. All right. Just to kind of take you guys through the day, kind of a typical type of a Friday. 7:30, John Forslund. We'll do a special version of Blue 88 without Brock today at 7:45. Because of Forslund, I'm going to bump back the number 5 most intriguing Mariner to 8 a.m. G. Scott, I've already seen him this morning. He's going to be in at 8:30. Give you a little for you and review, and then open up the phone lines at 9:30 for the final time before opening day. So that should be kind of interesting. Get some final thoughts from you guys before opening day and before this Mariner season actually gets underway. Speaking of that, the Mariners are going to get to do something later today that they are uniquely positioned for. That's next on Brock and Salk.
Breaking news this morning from ESPN.
Is it finally happening?
Good golly, Miss Molly.
ESPN's Shams Charania, the NBA, will go next week to explore adding expansion teams in Vegas and Seattle. Joining us now, Shams himself.
The NBA is projecting that both Seattle and Las Vegas would immediately jump into the top 8 of revenue-generating teams.
Stay caught up on the latest at seattlesports.com and Seattle Sports on 710, the app, and YouTube.
Flying chickens in a barnyard.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Some places just know how to make an evening special. I'm Brock Ewart, and for me, that place is Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue. For 24 years, my friend Chef John Howie and his team have delivered incredible seafood. I'm talking pristine local oysters, sushi, cedar plank salmon, generous portions, and an unmatched beverage list. From the first greeting to the final bite, you feel taken care of. Celebration, business dinner, night with friends, Sea Star turns great meals into lasting memories. SeaStarRestaurant.com.
Unbelievable prices? Incredible performance? Bah! At Pacific Power Batteries, we strive to be believable. In fact, product knowledge and guidance in application gives us credibility. Having an informative website just adds to it. At Pacific Power Batteries, our prices and values are believable. We look for great people to hire and train carefully to be credible. Locally owned, credible company with believable salespeople is the best that we at Pacific Power Batteries can provide.
Your old water heater's starting to peter. DayandNight.net. Day and Night has $150 off installation of any new water heater, including tankless, backed by a free lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Bruce. When your old water heater leaks or fails, the damage could be catastrophic. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Get $150 off installation of any new water heater.
DayandNight.net.
When you're vacationing in your RV, there are some things you can always count on. Laying out on a hammock, waking up to birds chirping, and board games with the family.
What? It's not cheating.
Frank, you're scaring the kids.
Oh, come on, guys. We're having fun. It's family time.
With Progressive, your RV is protected 24/7, so you're prepared for whatever you don't see coming.
Technically, it's a loophole.
It's a children's board game. You're a grown man, Frank.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, hi, good morning, hello. Kind of taking you guys through the day already. It's going to be a fun Friday, and looking forward to getting you guys on the phone at 9:30 and see what's on your mind, and just a ton of baseball. I want to talk a lot of baseball today, in addition to a little bit of hockey, a little bit of football. We'll throw it in there, but it is, under a week now before opening day. It's a week from yesterday that the Mariners will open things up at T-Mobile Park. We're getting psyched. I guess I could tell you, next week, we're still kind of fitting in all the details, but we do have two things booked. Well, first of all, Passan returns on Tuesday, although I got to say he didn't text me back, but he is supposed to return on Tuesday. So Tuesday at 8:30, we expect Jeff Passan. Wednesday from 7 to 10, Shannon Dreyer in the building, hanging out with me, getting ready for opening day the following day. We'll do a full show essentially with Shannon. And then the next day, and I don't think we've ever done this, because Shannon's been in, and it's great. I love it. I'm so excited. Thursday, I'm only promoting because it's new. Ryan Divish is going to spend 3 hours here with us. Lyle, you should probably not show up for work on Thursday. You're going to get killed. You are going to get absolutely murdered for 3 straight hours.
Why would something like that happen?
Because Divish loves to pick on you. Loves it.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he really does.
Oh, you don't say?
You better not wear short shorts on Thursday because you will just never hear the end of it. You are going to get torched. You better bring some ammo.
I'll prepare some.
You better prepare stuff.
Believe it or not, I usually have some in the back pocket for him. I just have to choose my spots and when I want to use it.
You just don't have a lot of room in that back pocket because the shorts are so tight.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. Booyah.
You know, you said this will be the last day we get to take calls before opening day.
Yeah.
Divish has wanted to be in studio taking calls for a while.
That's a good point.
I think we got to do calls with Divish on Thursday.
Okay, fine. All right,
let
we'll
him
do
trash
it.
the people that call in.
You know what? You're absolutely right. We will do you get to talk to Divish. Like, I would love for the people
Maybe
that...
the callers will actually think you're the nice one.
I will be the nice one. You know, when Wassel was here, I got to be the nice one all the time. Everyone hated Tom much more than me. It was great. I got to kind of be the nice one. It's one of the reasons I loved having Tom around on the show for so long. No, I think we could do that. And maybe some of the people that like to email Divish will call in. Like the people that email him about the lineup and about all the other things as if he's in charge of it all. I hope some of them will end up calling in because I know how much he really enjoys that. So, yeah, on Thursday, first time we've done it, Ryan Divish. And then I'm trying to figure out Monday and Tuesday and who's going to come in. If you guys have thoughts, you could text in. I'll take suggestions if you guys want to help produce the show with us, 866-979-3776. If there's somebody you think that you'd like to hear for a few hours, I'm sure we'll get some outlandish suggestions in addition to some real ones, but we got a couple of ideas and a couple people we'll be reaching out to. I'm trying to make it kind of a big baseball week, but, you know, I'm open to other ideas. I will say I did check in with Greg Bishop last night because I was hoping he'd be able to come in for a day, and he wanted to. Unfortunately, he was going to be out of town, so we just weren't able to get the dates right, so we'll find a time for Bishop. I did go back and forth with Keith Law last night. Unfortunately, he wasn't available for a couple days, so we'll probably talk to him once the season actually gets underway the following week. So just a couple of things that are in the hopper. But if you do have somebody that you want to hear come in, shoot a text, 866-979-3776. 253 says, I'm willing to come in. All right. Yeah, maybe we'll make that happen for you. Maybe you'll come in but you got to be careful about it because we had Roger from Tacoma come in one time. He thought that it was easy, and he came in and essentially couldn't talk. And I love Roger. Roger's great. Roger is one of the all-time best callers to this show, but he came on and was like, Like he went silent. That's all he could do was like lick his lips like a cow. Like he was chewing his cud. Poor guy. And Roger's a great caller, awesome dude. And I think if he did it again, he'd do a lot better. This isn't about killing Roger, who I love. He just, the lights got him, man. The lights got him. Okay, so today is, Lyle, the spring breakout game, which is cool. So can you explain just what the spring breakout thing is? I got a cool paragraph to read here, but give me the basics. What is the spring breakout?
It's essentially just all the team's best prospects that go up against each other in an exhibition game. And either in the Cactus League or the Grapefruit League, whether you're in Arizona or Florida, you go up against one of the other teams. How it's selected, I don't know exactly. It's pretty much at random. But two teams and all their best prospects go up against each other for 9 innings.
Okay. And so it's not like the Futures game where they all form an all-star team. It's just that each team plays all of their prospects in one lineup at the same time, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's going to happen later today for the Who are they playing today? Whose spring breakout roster do they play against? The Brewers. By the way, one of the better farm systems in the game also. So that should be a pretty dynamic game this afternoon. But I just wanted to read this to you. This is from MLB.com, Sam Dykstra, because he ranked the top 10 spring breakout rosters, and the Mariners were number one. The number one spring breakout roster. I just thought I would read it to you because I like the way he puts all of this together. He says, this is about as ideally as one club could construct a spring breakout roster. The Mariners have the most top 100 prospects in baseball with 7, and all 7 have made the system's 27-man roster. You could create almost half a batting order, with top 100 talents alone in Emerson, Montez, Arroyo, and Farmelo. And it'd be a dynamic one at that, with a nice mix of hitting ability, power, and speed. That said, the highlight might be getting last year's number 3 overall pick, College World Series MVP, Kate Anderson, and a 20-year-old with 3 above-average pitches, Sloan, into the same game on the mound. All 10 of Seattle's top prospects are included here, and 70% of its top 30. This is an organization focused on the present, but its future will be on full display Friday. Guys, we've just never seen this. We just haven't. In the history of this team, we've just never seen it. It doesn't mean that the Mariners are going to win the World Series this year. It doesn't even mean they'll be good this year. It's baseball. I think they're going to be good, right? I mean, like on paper, they look great. We'll see how it all plays out. But we have never in the history of the Seattle Mariners seen a team that is predicted to win as many games as this one is on paper, that has the kind of depth at the organization, at the major league level, rather, up and down the lineup, up and down the pitching staff, even into the bullpen. We have top-end talent, star power. We have never seen a major league 25 or now 26-man roster that looks like this, coupled with a farm system that looks like this. Never happened. It's never happened. Not with the Mariners. Not a team that right now has the second best odds to win the World Series after the Dodgers, but also has arguably the top farm system in baseball. And if you don't want to say number one, it's certainly in that range. And as you hear here, the number 1 rated team for the spring breakout roster. And again, one with prospects that are very close to the big league level and fill out a whole bunch of different needs. You've got power, you've got speed, you've got hitting, you've got pitching. Like it's a mix of all of that. You got a power righty, you've got a big lefty. Like they have all of those things. This is why the Mariners did a rebuild. This is it. This is why they did a rebuild. I try to say it all the time, but like this was it. This is the reason. So that you would have a major league team that is better than the one they had at the time, but it's not like worlds better than the Cano, Cruz, Seager, Felix team. It's better. Don't get me wrong. But it's not like, oh my God, they couldn't even compete with each other. Like this team's better. But that team had nothing after it. So every time anybody got hurt or anytime you wanted to make a deal at the deadline, there was nothing you could do. You didn't have anything. This team's got Colt Emerson ready to go. This team's got Johnny Farmelo not far away, and Michael Arroyo, and Ryan Sloan, and Kate Anderson. Like, it's just a totally different experience, all the while already using Cole Young and some of the other young players. This is why you did this. This was the reason. 100%. Could we see, Colt Emerson? Yeah, probably not on opening day, but, Adam Jude on yesterday says we're going to see him.
He's a top 10 prospect for a reason. He's that talented, that precocious as a 20-year-old. Now, is he going to be your opening day starting shortstop? I tend to doubt it. They know what they have in Leo Rivas. He might be their best overall defensive infielder. It's a very high floor for Leo. They trust him. And if he has to hold down that job for 10 days, I think the Mariners feel really good about that.
Yeah, fine. So you may see Leo Rivas. I tend to agree with that analysis. But this kid's not far away. And Jim Callis was on yesterday, by the way, comparing him to a young Corey Seager. Not Kyle, but Corey. Kind of a big deal. Ryan Sloan. Listen to this from Jim Callis yesterday.
He was as good as any right-hander, any high school right-hander in the 2024 draft. But the way the industry works is people are skittish of taking high school pitchers, especially right-handers, and they would rather take them with their second pick than with their first pick. And he should have been a mid-first round pick. He gets compared. He's got 3 pitches. He's got advanced control for a high schooler. He kind of looks like, I'm not saying he's going to be as good, but he kind of looks like Garrett Cole did at the same stage of Garrett Cole's career. And the Mariners, looked up, and there's Ryan Sloan in the second round just sitting there for him, which they didn't expect, and they jumped on him.
Is that a good comp for Ryan Sloan? I kind of like that comp.
It's not the first time I've heard it. Just with the build, the size, the stuff. I mean, there's pictures, obviously, of Garrett Cole and Max Fried standing next to each other because they're teammates. Kate Anderson kind of gets compared to Max Fried. Ryan Sloan kind of gets compared to Garrett Cole.
I kind of like that little comp. I kind of like it. Very interesting. Well, anyway, a lot to be excited about heading into opening day on Thursday for the Mariners, and certainly the combination of what they're able to do at the big league level with what they can do in the minor leagues. Pretty incredible. Thank you for all of the texts coming in with suggestions. You guys can have Lefko in studio next week. He can just fill in for Salk. Thank you, 360. That's very nice. I'm the one who's going to be here, though. How dare you? Another 360. You guys can have John Heyman on. Let him talk about the Yankees for 3 hours. Maybe that'll happen. Oh, John doesn't return my calls. I wonder why. All right. We'll come back with everything you need to know next. And then John Forslund, who thankfully does, at 7:30. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
Having one of those days where a little of this would make things so much better?
Fastball, strike 3 called. He got him looking. How about that for a Cactus League debut? Kate Anderson striking out the side.
We got you. You can stream every Mariners spring training game live for free on the Seattle Sports app. Making lives better through Mariners baseball, one
goodbye baseball
at a time. Home of your American League West champion Mariners.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
The March sales event is on at Toyota of Renton. Finance the 2026 BZ for 0% APR for 72 months, plus $6,000 TFS subvention cash. Lease the 2026 4Runner for $379 a month for 36 months, with $39.99 due at signing. Visit them today or online at toyotaofrenton.com. Offers valid through March 31st, 2026 on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, licenses, dealer accessories, and a $200 negotiable documentation fee. Model 2872.
P&D Tree Service, local experts in tree removal for residential and commercial. Their team works fast to remove problem trees in your yard and neighborhood. If you were hit hard by the storm, P&D Tree will remove trees and clean up while minimizing impact on your landscaping. 24-hour emergency service, any job, big or small. Safe, efficient, and fast. P&D Tree Service turns multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. Enjoy a clean, safe, and bright yard. PNDTreeservice.com.
Dave Wyman here to talk about a revolutionary treatment for prostate cancer. It's Swedish, called CyberKnife. And who better to explain it than Dr. Meyer? He's part of the most experienced prostate cancer treatment team in the Northwest, specializing in Swedish CyberKnife. Dr. Meyer, what can you tell us about a prostate cancer diagnosis?
Well, being diagnosed with prostate cancer is life-changing, but realize that there are a lot of excellent treatment options.
What makes CyberKnife so effective?
Well, the CyberKnife targets radiation precisely precisely on the prostate cancer and spares the surrounding vital organs. Swedish CyberKnife patients report a better quality of life and fewer side effects during and after treatment compared to other options. Also, the treatment is completed in just 5 short sessions.
Accurate, precise, and with proven results. Learn more about CyberKnife for prostate cancer at swedish.org/CyberKnife prostate or give them a call, 206-320-7187. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
Our first Mark Challenge victory is Aaron McCoy from McCoy Home Solutions, yet another small business owner that took the First Mark Insurance Challenge. Aaron, why did you make the call to First Mark Insurance?
My company has grown to a space where we need a higher level of coverage. A couple of factors led me to say, boy, I really need to find something new, and First Mark really rang that bell.
First Mark save you and your business money?
Oh, yeah. They have decreased overall expense in a couple categories by up to 30%, coverage in a couple of areas by greater than 50%. They've offered coverage in 2 new categories that I think are pertinent for my business, and they've greatly impacted what that coverage and those margins look like.
Kind of wish you made the call earlier.
I absolutely do. Yeah.
So if you're a small business owner that wants to take the stress of insurance off your plate, do what Aaron McCoy did for McCoy Home Solutions. Make the call to First Mark Insurance. They're your teammate that goes to work for you. FirstMarkInsurance.com.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org. Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Hey, congratulations to Logan Gilbert, one of the great guys in the game and certainly a wonderful pitcher. And he's going to start on opening day on Thursday for the 2nd straight year. Dan Wilson with the announcement.
We will be opening with Logan Gilbert on Thursday night, so the 26th, and really excited about that. And I think I know he's excited to take the ball, and we're ready to roll.
Yeah, it's great. This was the right call. I understand that Greg Amsinger said that they should go with Bryan Wu, and I understand the thought process behind it, but after you made the decision to go with Logan Gilbert last year over Luis Castillo, which made sense then too, I supported it, I think you got to stick with that decision unless there's a very, very, very compelling reason, not only to put someone else in it, but to take Logan out of it. because otherwise I do see it as a bit of an insult to put him in there last year and then not the next year. I think this was the right call. You go with Logan Gilbert, and he's fired up about it.
Hey, Mariners fans. Can't wait to see you guys next week and be out there on opening day. Super excited to be back in Seattle, back in the ballpark, and feel the energy out there from all you guys. Super excited for the season. Can't wait to see you guys next week. Let's go.
All right, well, speaking of opening day, is J.P. Crawford going to be ready? It sounds like things are going well and everything is the way it should be with the shoulder, but opening day is less than a week away. The guy's only had, what I say yesterday, 18 plate appearances in spring training. Doesn't feel like he's going to be there. Adam Jude with more.
Obviously, time's running out for spring training for him to get the at-bats in and kind of get himself where he needs to for opening day. So I think that's very much in doubt. I think it's more likely that JP will probably start the season on the injured list, but probably will only need a minimal stay at this point.
Okay, so that would have to be 7 days, right? Because you can only backdate at 3. We learned yesterday. So you're looking at a week without JP Crawford in all likelihood. That does feel like that would be Leo Rivas territory for the Mariners. Yesterday, they actually had a win over the A's. Nice to see. Even better to see Cal Raleigh doing damage.
The 2-1. Yeah. Swinging a high, towering fly ball, center field, and this bangs off the infinity batter's eye in center. It stays in the yard. It clears the bases off. It's a 3-run double off that towering batter's eye in straightaway center.
What was the number on that? 419 or something?
I think it was 438.
Come on. How do you hit a 438-foot double? What, are you playing at the Polo Grounds or something? Like, what? Where was that?
The Polo Grounds?
No, where were they playing yesterday?
Oh, in Peoria.
That was in Peoria? You can hit that far? Yes, you can.
Well, unless they were in Mesa because they were playing the A's.
I got to assume they were at the A's Park. A's aren't in Mesa. The A's are with the Dodgers, right? Oh, no, that's the White Sox. You're right. Never mind. Sorry. Got confused. Wrong poverty franchise. My fault. I just got confused. Confused my poverty franchises. Nice job by Cal. Spring breakout game today we just mentioned. Colt Emerson, Ryan Sloan, Kate Anderson, and more. And then the WBC numbers are incredible. Fox announcing 10.7 million people tuned in to watch the WBC final between the U.S. and Venezuela. Staggering number for, again, a preseason tournament that is better than the NBA Finals average last year. Just an unreal number for Major League Baseball and the WBC.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, John Schneider on yesterday doing his weekly John Schneider show leading up to the draft with Wyman and Bob. And, you know, they've not been particularly active here in the first couple weeks of free agency, not bringing in anyone really who would cost them one of their picks. So not bringing in any multi-year big names from the outside. So what happens next?
You know, we have people, guys reaching out that didn't quite hit their mark. And then there's guys that, are like Willie and Armani and group upstairs are basically like, hey, just checking in on fair. Yeah. There's a group that'll be, they wait. There's a group of guys out there kind of like, well, if I haven't signed yet, I might as well wait till after the draft to see, where people draft and what best fit is.
Yeah. So there's going to be, you would think, a little bit of time here where they're not going to make any big signings or any familiar names. Kind of wait and see how the draft goes and then see what's left after that. And there may be a fit or two at that point for the Seahawks. What's going on in Vegas? What a weird story. Billionaire Egan Durbin is going to have an ability to buy a controlling interest in the Raiders as part of a succession plan for Mark Davis, who says the team is also not being sold. Bert Breer says Durbin is very close to Tom Brady. Is this a coup? No, it doesn't sound like it. I was reading Amy Trask today saying that all teams have to have a succession plan in place, so this may not be any more than sort of a formality behind the scenes, but it does seem weird. And the fact that he's so close to Tom Brady does kind of make it feel as if Brady is eventually going to be the controlling owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Just the gut feeling. Just the gut.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
We talked to John Forslund here in less than 10 minutes after the Kraken were unable to get it done again last night in Nashville. Not their worst game, but unfortunately not enough. Johnny Gaudreau. I said Johnny Gaudreau? It's not Johnny Gaudreau. That's not right. Sorry, Freddie Gaudreau has a goal last night, but that was it. They lose 3-1, and everything is just fading away. It feels as if they're going to need to really do something special here in the last 14 games in order to make something happen. And right now it's not going in that direction. The GOAT, though, is going to stick around. Hillary Knight telling Megan Rapinoe that she wants to play a few more seasons here in Seattle. This was amazing news yesterday.
That part of it's extremely daunting. However, I want to still play for the Seattle Torrent for at least another 2 years, bring back a Walter Cup championship here, right? So it's I'm not going to train less or any differently. So I'm still going to be in it, So I don't know. It's an interesting conversation. So it's do I still play with Team USA for another 2 years? And contribute there, that would be ideal.
Yeah. So, the Team USA part of it is relevant, but so is, I honestly thought she was probably going to be done here with the Torrent at the end of this year. Instead, makes it sound like she'd like to stick around and play a few more years. That would be awesome news. NCAA tournament yesterday. The biggest news, of course, was High Point in the Big 12-5 upset over Wisconsin. Afterwards, here was their coach, Flynn Kaman.
It looks pretty obvious to me that high majors need to play mid-majors during the season because they say we ain't played nobody. We played somebody now.
How'd you do it?
Feels unreal because I know how good of a team we had, but nobody would play us, just like they wouldn't play Miami, Ohio. But they got to play us in this tournament.
Okay, we got it.
He was if you saw him, too, he was
very animated.
Very animated.
Very animated. Congrats to Gonzaga. They take care of Kennesaw State. And that is everything you need to know. 1:15 here on the Brock and Salk Show. All right. John Forslund is on the road with the Kraken. He has been, through a few years, the single best part of the Kraken. But I love checking in with him, partly to see what's going on with the team, and also just because I like talking to John. He's awesome. He's a tremendous guest. And if you only like hockey a little, that's okay. John will make you like it a little bit more. He's next on Brock and Salk.
9 out of 10 experts agree wearing earbuds at work is the universal signal for leave me alone. So grab the earbuds, pull up the Seattle Sports app, and trade that annoying coworker's endless yapping for this.
He's at the wall. Cal Raleigh's first one of the spring.
Listen to every Mariners spring training game live for free, only on the Seattle Sports app. Improving lives through Mariners baseball, one
sparkling play by Josh Naylor
at a time.
For those diagnosed with anxiety, depression, or PTSD, Northwest Ketamine Clinics wants you to know hope is within reach. Here's Brandon, a recent patient.
Going to sleep was challenging. Getting my brain to turn off was challenging. Just kind of getting through every day was a bit challenging. Everything was a little too hard, a little too much resistance, and that just kind of evaporated. After the first few sessions of ketamine, it was noticeable. People remarked on it pretty quickly. I had done maybe 2 sessions, 3 sessions, and people started going, what are you doing differently? You look awesome. You just look like your skin is healthier and you look happier. To anyone thinking about giving it a try, if you have depression, ADHD, bipolar, any of those things feel like they would vastly benefit from it. So go for it. That's what I say.
Welcome to the Pacific Northwest's most experienced ketamine center. Book a free phone or video consult at nwketamineclinics.com. Healing starts here.
Our number one thing with them is always hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
This is Brock Eward. C-Star Restaurant and Raw Bar is celebrating 24 years as Bellevue's go-to for fresh, seasonal seafood, and me and my family's as well. My good friend, Chef John Howie, delivers excellence behind every single plate, and it doesn't matter. Local oysters, sushi, cedar plank salmon, generous portions, polished service, and meals that become lasting memories. Right now, 3-course dinners in the lounge, starting at just $50. C-Star, the dining experience you remember. CStarRestaurant.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's WFC 190 World Fighting Championship at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center. Saturday night, April 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy professional mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing mixed martial arts event. WFC 190 World Fighting Championship, April 25th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
21 and older. Need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
Don't miss Three Tree Roofing Mariners Cactus League Baseball.
This could be 2. JP has it, goes to the bag, steps on second, fires to first, double play.
Broadcast times at seattlesports.com.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry. This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Progressive knows you want to get away, but not like too away. You crave the unknown, but also charcuterie boards with 4 types of cheese. And that's exactly why you bought an RV and bundled it with Progressive, because 24/7 protection is one luxury you'll never have to give up. So go ahead, explore the wilderness, all from the comfort of your zero-gravity camp chair. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, let's head east and talk to John Forslund, the voice of the Seattle Kraken, on the Kraken Hockey Network, where he does a great job. Really, really great. Unfortunately, the team can't seem to just commit one way or another. Do they want to be good and like get after it and make the playoffs here, or do they want to just kind of fade away? Every time it looks like they're going to go in one direction, they turn an about face and go the other way. So, Mr. Forslund, good morning. How are you?
Hi, Mike. Thanks for having me. It's great to be back with you. That's puzzling, isn't it? I mean, it seems like the Kraken are not alone because every team in the Pacific Division doesn't want to cooperate with getting onto a winning trend and taking advantage of a situation. So, yeah, when they take a step back, it's frustrating. But then when they look around, they're in the same boat as these other teams, and they're still, hanging around. But the time is, it's interesting. This road trip is going to obviously define their season, and you can't afford to get into a position where it starts to snowball. So last night was a step back, and they're running out of racetrack here. They're going to have to fix that, get more consistent in their team game, figure out a way to score, and see where it takes them.
I thought last night the post game kind of jumped out to me with Lane Lambert, because we've sort of started. It's become a tradition now where after the games we make sure to play a little bit of Lane Lambert and just hear when they lose how disgusted he is, because he really he lets it go. His favorite word seems to be apparently, which just cracks me and Brock up every time. And then last night he was the opposite. He was a little bit more positive. Hey, I thought we played really well. Was that because they played better, or is he saying, hey, I got to try something different to try to get this team? Maybe I got to try encouraging them a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's the latter. In my opinion, they didn't. Okay, in my opinion, I thought it was a bad game. That's me. The coach is in a spot now where he's got to be careful. There's been an abundance of negative energy coming out of the Olympic break. Been a couple of good moments. Looks like they're going to gain traction. Then they don't. So when you don't have many games left, there's 14 games left. When you're at that point, you cannot continue to pile on and wear down the energy and the vibe in the room. So I think what he's attempting to do here is to keep energy high, because, it's every other day and there's a lot of travel and you're out east. And before it gets away from them, you're going to have your team in the best mindset possible. So I don't think he's going to be throwing people under the bus at this point. Wouldn't do him any good. The internal stuff that goes on has to be more critical than those comments last night. That's what I take from it. Their start was poor. They recovered in the second half of the first period. That was better. Looked like they're going to be okay. They take penalties. When you're taking penalties that are obstruction penalties, you're not in defensive position. It has nothing to do with discipline, frustration, anger, the angst you see in a playoff game where they shove back and forth, at whistles and all that. No, this is not really them. The way they played last night as the game wore on, and the other team looked hungrier. So it's concerning for me. That's what I would say. I think the coach obviously is in a different spot.
How do you generate energy as a hockey team? Like when energy flags a little bit, what types of things can this team do to create that energy?
Well, that's an excellent question. The first thing that always happens is your goaltending. And goaltending performances, superb goaltending can uplift a team. It can take an injured team and make them healthier. It can take a tired team and make them feel fresh. It's always been the case, no matter how the game changes over the years. You start with the goalie. So on this road trip, a pretty good start for Joey Decord last night. I would expect, Decord to go again tomorrow against Columbus. But he has to be consistent and at the top of his game. That's the starting point. Then it's, something happens early in a game, especially when you're on the road. Tomorrow night will be interesting. Columbus is in a playoff spot now. I believe they're 17-2-4 since they made the coaching change. Wow. They love to play at home. They're fast. They're positionally sound. They're a lot better than people give them credit for. And the only way to come in a nationwide arena is to either get involved physically early and let the other team know there's not going to be very little respect given, or you're going to get overwhelmed in the game. So those are the things that can pinball you ahead and gain energy for the team. And then, as you know, hockey's a game of momentum swings. And when you get a momentum swing that's positive, you can ride it. And that's what they need to do, because you can take it game to game on a long road trip. So, unfortunately, they're going to have to determine their season on a 6-game road trip with already one in the books here. So that, to me, those are the keys.
John Forslund with us, voice of the Kraken. They did make the deal, and unfortunately took a couple of extra games for Bobby McMahon to show up. But since he did, I got to say, I'm more impressed than I thought I was going to be. I was texting you right afterwards saying, I feel like we've got another Eeli Tolvanen here, which is not a bad thing, but I just didn't know if they needed another Eeli Tolvanen. I don't know, a week or so in, that's not the vibe I'm getting. He seems like he's got a little bit more speed, a little bit more power, a little bit more something.
He's got a terrific release and a great shot, and he's willing to shoot. And as a team, the Kraken, for whatever reason, don't always have a shooter's mentality. Something they're working on, something that's a work in progress, there's no question, but they can be better at that. McMahon will shoot, and I thought McCann shot the puck more last night than he has been, and that was good to see. But Bobby, his trick to becoming the player he wants to be, and certainly at 29, and he needs a contract, this is an opportunity, is his consistency with his physical game. Because in the negative, and I'd like to be as objective as possible, why was he available? Well, yeah, he's in a contract year. There's no question. But a young player who can skate like the wind, can shoot at will, has an accurate shot, can score 20 goals at least, why wouldn't the Maple Leafs want him? Because he wasn't consistent enough. He's everything the Toronto Maple Leafs need, a physical player with speed that can complement their high-end skill. And to be fair, and I've seen him a lot on Monday Night Hockey with Amazon in Canada. That's why he's been moved around their lineup and a couple times been taken out of their lineup. But with this team, with the Kraken, it's a natural fit. It's a natural fit no matter who he plays with. It's exactly what I think they were looking for with Mason Marchment. It didn't work out, but he's a faster skater, much faster skater than Marchment. So that element of speed will drive the team. And so his game, we're getting back to your previous question, his individual game can lift a team because of the way he plays. It's something that the other players will look at and say, okay, Bobby's on his game tonight. Let's go. That's the type of player he is. He brings a ton of energy along with his skill set.
If they need to take some advice on shooting the puck more often, they could come watch one of the 12U practices. Those kids have no problem shooting the puck at any point. They don't pass the puck at all sometimes, John. They should just come over across
right?
the...
Mike Edzo mentioned it last night.
It's true.
And, he scored, well over 300 goals in the National Hockey League. You have to be selfish. He says it all the time. It's you can't pass the puck into the net, all these cliches. But they're true, and so for the Kraken, yes, it's shooting more shot volume because they're always in the low 20s, mid 20s. Very seldom do they get up into the 30s. But you can shoot, but if you don't have any traffic in front, that's worse. And so they have to be better too. They have to. Lane's mission this year is trying to extract that out of some of these guys that aren't willing to go to the net. It's not easy to play this way. Okay, and sometimes you just got to scratch and claw to get it out of players, and that's what he's attempting to do. And he's got 14 more games to get it out of them.
Well, my daughters are now making fun of me, John. Anytime Melanson's scratched, they say, "Oh, your boyfriend's been scratched." Like my own kids are just killing me. What's going on with my favorite fourth liner? Sometimes he's not in there. Sometimes, was he get a tooth out or something yesterday? Because he missed like 4 or 5 shifts in the first period. What's going on?
Yeah, he's had this bug that's going around the team. And so he was a question mark. It created the emergency situation for the recall of Yanni Newman because with the injuries to Ellie Tolvin and Jaden Schwartz, they're going down forwards. They're going below the limit, so they could use an emergency recall as opposed to a straight recall. That's all paperwork that the fans don't have to really get too worked up over. But in terms of Jacob, again, it's when you come to a team, you're trying to make the grade. You're trying to make a jump as a 5th-round pick from the American Hockey League to the NHL and stick. You come in with all kinds of adrenaline, all kinds of energy. You're hitting everything in sight. The league doesn't know you. And I get around the league, and I know when I go into other locker rooms and talk to players, that's a guy they talk about because they're not familiar with him. And they're like, tell me about this Melanson. What's he all about? Well, Jacob's going to have to, at some point, he's really good at stirring the pot. He's going to have to get into the fulcrum of the pot, and I hope it's tomorrow night. In Columbus, on the road, Matthew Olivier on the other side, and he's one of the toughest guys in the league. That's going to be, if they do go at it, that's going to be a big chore for Jacob. But, he's got to play at the same level of nastiness, if he's in the lineup. I trust that he will be. But it's really a swing situation between him and Winterton right now. And Ryan brings a little bit more penalty killing wise than Melanson does. So I think a lot of these decisions for those two players on the fourth line are based on the opponent. So however Lane feels about Columbus, I would have Melanson in the lineup against Columbus. but I'm not coaching, so we'll see.
I'd have him on the first line, John, but
that's
they're not letting me coach either for some reason.
Yeah, and that's the good news. But we can talk about it, and it's fun to talk about it. But then Winterton brings more speed, and he's a penalty killer, so it's really opponent-based.
All right, last thing here. If they are going to get this done in the final 14 games, it will be because of what and whom?
They're leaders. You know, it's really time. It's time for Jordan Everly to take the team and lead it. It's time for Matty to be that same player night in and night out. It's Capo Caco's turn I wouldn't put him in the leadership group yet, but he needs to emerge as a big player. McMahon will just do the same thing. You know, it's a sum of their parts. I could go on, and we don't have time because it's really a balanced team. But Vince Dunn, Adam Larson, Montour, they're playing okay. There has to be another step. You know, that's what's going to get them into the playoffs, and they have to show that they really want it. You know, I think management gave them a vote of confidence. Other than McMahon, there weren't guys leaving town. They could have done that. They could have still made the playoffs if they peddled off guys in the expiring years of their contracts. They elected not to do it. So, you know, what's wrong here? It's time. And I was disappointed because I didn't like the game. I wasn't at the game. I was, with Amazon and TNT in the beginning of the week. So I watched the game on television Tuesday night, and they played soft, in my opinion. And they were turning pucks over, and they were just uncharacteristically not playing the way we're used to seeing them play to their identity. Last night there were snippets of it, but you can't have snippets. It's got to be the full deal now, or else. So really, they control it. This is a great position to be in. They control their playoff destiny. They're a point out now. It's going to go back and forth, but they're in and around it, and they're in a weak division. So, you know, it's time. If they want to make a mark, make it, and then worry about the opponent. If it's a Colorado or a Dallas, okay, they'll be severe underdogs, whatever. But it's important to the city. It's important to the fans and the organization to get in.
Yep.
So, and that's why there weren't a lot of deals made at the deadline. So I expect more out of what we're seeing, and we'll see where it goes.
It's been a fun year already, John, and once again, listening to you and Edzo and JT, you guys are the best. Just absolutely one of the highlights of every single game. It is. We're lucky here in Seattle that we have you guys calling these games. It really is a big deal. Thank you. I could talk to you for like another hour, but I'll let you go do your thing on the road. Right. We'll listen to you and watch you tonight, and we'll talk soon. Yeah, let's do it before the end of the year. All okay, right. And let's hope we have some good stuff. Okay, all right, we'll make it happen. There you go. The great John Forslund. I'm serious. I know, like, I'm not just giving him props because he was my guest. John Forslund is as good a hockey play-by-play guy as there is in the league. End of story. End of story. He's amazing. And I think one of the reasons, you can hear there, he's smooth. He's got a true understanding of the game that he absolutely loves. He clearly loves and is passionate for the game of hockey. But he's just also really honest. He'll tell you what he's seeing. Coach is in a tough spot. He's been super negative. You can't go all negative for the final sprint or it's not going to work.
I also just love someone that knows the game, but he explains it in a way that I think a non-hockey fan could listen and still learn something and take it in. He's great. Yeah, he really is. He really is one of my favorite additions to the Seattle sports scene of the last 5 or 10 years. He just is just tremendous, man. I just love the guy and would love to be able to talk to him more. I hope this team starts making the playoffs more often. I hope hockey catches on to a point where we have a weekly spot with John Forslund. Heck, let's kick Brock out and just have Forslund host the show. Maybe I could get him in here a day next week. Oh, they're on the road. It's not going to work. I'll tell you what. Instead, I'll fill in for Brock right now and do some Blue 88.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Ewart tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88. Now here's your hosts, Brock Ewart and Mike Salk.
All right, 3 good football questions today with me. I'm going to ask myself questions, Maura. What do you think of that?
It's great.
Hey, Mike. I told you, Cecily's been talking in the third person more often. It's very strange. I wish she wouldn't, but she has been. She's like, oh, Dad, Cecily's tired. Like, okay.
I just think of that Seinfeld episode, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah. well, I mean, she's like T.O. It's like having T.O. at the house. T.O. is an N.O.
You're going to come home and she's going to be doing sit-ups in the driveway.
Oh, great. That's my dad. All right. Are you okay with the Seahawks taking a running back with their first-round pick? This question haunts me. On one hand, I want to say, yeah, it is something they really do need. And if you have the opportunity to get somebody who's going to be a home run hitter, which they lost with Ken Walker, you've got to find him. And while this is technically a first-round pick, it's really more of a second-rounder, both because it's the number 32 pick and also because this draft is considered to be so weak. So using the number one, your first-round pick this year on a running back is a lot more like using a second-rounder in any other year. So the ultimate answer for this question to me would be yes. I think I would be okay with it if it's the right guy and if he's a home run hitter kind of a player.
Well, it kind of seems like we're being told that Jadarian Price is really the only one that the analysts would take there, right?
Well, then maybe he would be, I would be okay with it, I think. But then you hear John Schneider yesterday, and it makes me just feel like that's not going to happen and that there's probably a good reason why. John was asked by Wyman and Bob, hey, what's it like trying to find a running back?
This position in particular, I remember we signed Ryan Grant. Remember he went to Notre Dame, played for the Giants. Yeah. We traded for him at the 53 in Green Bay, and Mike McCarthy's a good friend of mine. He was the head coach, and he's like, "What? We just traded for this guy." He's like, "You expect this guy to start? Like, what do you guys thinking? Like us, like scouts against the coaches, personnel versus coaches. Like this guy has to come in here. He had like 1,000 yards, and like that's a position that you can find guys."
That's the whole cut there for context. But really, it's that last line that I think made some news yesterday, and for good reason. It's a position where you can find guys.
Do you think that philosophy's changed, though? Because they use pretty high draft picks on Charbonnet and Walker.
Who was the coach then?
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Do you think that Schneider's view on that has changed?
No, I think Schneider's view is it's a position where you can find guys, but he went out and helped the coach out and got him a couple of running backs in the second round. That's what I think happened. And by the way, finding a guy in the second round is still kind of finding a guy, right? That's not. Yeah, I think that.
But Walker was 41st. That's not that far off from 32nd.
No, it's not. I think that. I don't think they're going to draft a running back in the first round. I think that John believes you can find a running back, and if you do everything right with your offensive line, it won't matter as much. But I also think they do have a pretty big gaping hole right now at the position, and I think they've got to find somebody with some speed who can be a bit of a home run threat. Question number 2. Hey, Mike, why are the Rams so whiny? You know what? That's a good question. Thanks for asking. This was yesterday from Kevin Demoff, president of the Rams. So they withdrew their change to the NFL rule policy after the play where Charbonnet picked the ball up and ran it into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Here's what Kevin Demoff says. What a whiny you-know-what. This is so pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Withdrawn but not forgotten. In today's NFL, you can pick up a ball after a play is whistled incomplete, turn around with it, walk backwards towards midfield, and 4 minutes later have it count for 2 points. Scratching my face, shrug emoji. Well, I don't understand what is so confusing. The ball was thrown backwards. It was picked up by the player. He ran it in. The refs got it wrong. Then they looked at it on tape and got it right. What am I missing here? It's not like the guy ran around to midfield and spent did a juggling act.
It's kind of a weird kitschy thing that if it happened to my team, I would be annoyed, but get over it at the same time.
You might be annoyed, but then you realize that, it's the rules and that the rules say that it was a fumble. How hard is this to figure out? Get a life, man. That's lame. That is whiny. And that's probably why your team didn't win the next time you played, because you're still busy whining about what happened the last time.
I had to double check that this was a real Twitter account because I couldn't believe that the Rams president was actually posting that.
I know people say I'm a whiner. That's whining. That's whining. Let's do question number 3. Well, speaking of the Rams, who is the biggest threat in the division? Mina Kimes yesterday on This Is Football said, well, it might not be who you think.
I love the trade for Osa Digizoa. They've been looking for that pass rushing 3 tech for a minute. You get Bosa back, so you got the Bosa Osa. up front. But Osa, he's not a plus run defender. He has consistently been one of the better pass rushing defensive tackles in football. In fact, over the last 3 years, he is 6th in ESPN's pass rush win. So when you have guys coming back, you've added him up front. To me, I understand giving up a third is a decent amount, but the price they're paying for him is not crazy. And I think it was worth it because of where this team is. Here's the thing about signing veteran players who are proven. Your Evans, your Osa, even bringing in a guy like Kirk to give you reps from the slot. If you're a team like San Francisco that went as far as you did despite missing half of the entire damn football team, the timeline makes sense. They actually probably had my favorite free agency of any team, Kevin, and I think the idea of all these guys coming back, joined by these players, is terrifying.
So she thinks the Niners have had the best offseason. I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm just saying I still think the Rams are scarier. I know it gets fashionable to just kind of look around and be like, okay, who else? Well, let's see who's really getting the work. Yeah, the Niners have some scare factor there. And I like Brock Purdy. Again, I think I'm probably a bigger fan of his than some others. And I understand there were injuries and all that last year. I'm not saying I'm not worried about the Niners, but the Rams were right there with you last year. Were they a better team? No. Were they just a fraction behind you? Yes. And I think we all know that if those two teams had played 7 times, we have no idea what the results would have been in a 7-game series. The fact that they are going all in and adding and trying to fix up their weaknesses while they still have Matt Stafford in the last couple of seasons here, I appreciate the thought on the Niners. I'm not disagreeing, but I'm going to say the Rams, as whiny as they may be, are still the team that's the biggest threat in the division. That is today's version of Blue 88. Sorry, no Brock today. So just stepping into his shoes. How'd I do? Can I get a rating?
I think it was solid.
Thank you,
the 425 says, hold on. I thought question 3 was supposed to be some sort of promo for a Husky player, recruiter, coach. What's going on? How did I get here? Why isn't anyone talking in 3?
That's a really good question. We'll see if we could get that done on Monday.
Sometimes the third question is just, why is college football an absolute disaster?
That's true.
He's not wrong, but it seems to come up about
What's
once
the
a week,
new
once every
way
2
college
weeks.
football is an absolute disaster? What's another way? And then, oftentimes it's like, tell me about this Husky that only 7 people know who he is. And Brock's like, well, he's going to be here in 2029, and this kid's going to be really special when he gets there. Jed Fish is he said he was going to recruit, and that's what he's doing. All right. Because of John Forslund and his schedule, which I wanted to honor because he's all, and I've gotten so many texts, both from my personal phone and on the text line here from people being like, my God, Forslund's just really, really good. Well, did you see the one here from the person who's like, yeah, you're right, Maura. I don't even really watch hockey, but oh my God, this guy
they said they learned a few things.
How could you not? I mean, he's just so good. He's just awesome. Matt in Oregon says, wait, we don't get more Forslund? We just have to listen to more Salk? Hey. That's unnecessary, Matt. How dare you? I'll tell you what. How about if I give you your number 5 most intriguing Mariner, and then you can listen to some G. Scott coming up at 8:30. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
Breaking news this morning from ESPN.
Is it finally happening?
Good golly, Miss Molly.
ESPN's Shams Charania, the NBA, will go next week to explore adding expansion teams in Vegas and Seattle. Joining us now, Shams himself.
The NBA is projecting that both Seattle and Las Vegas would immediately jump into the top 8 of revenue-generating teams.
Stay caught up on the latest at seattlesports.com and Seattle Sports on 710, the app, and YouTube.
Flying chickens in a barnyard.
Around the house. It's Dave Wyman here, and for me, it was old windows. After 20 years in our home, virtually every window had a broken seal. We got used to cold drafts, outside noises, and condensation. And if you're in the same boat, use this spring to say goodbye to the old, dreary windows and hello to your new exclusive windows from Harley Exteriors. Right now, they're having a spring cleaning sale to complete your home makeover. If you buy 10 windows, you can choose between 20% off your entire project or get a free door. On top of that, make 0 payments and accumulate 0 interest for up to 12 months for qualified buyers. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade, manufactured right here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Call 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today at harleyexteriors.com.
Start having fun.
Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. P&D Tree Service, local experts in tree removal for residential and commercial. Their team works fast to remove problem trees in your yard and neighborhood. If you were hit hard by the storm, P&D Tree will remove trees and clean up while minimizing impact on your landscaping. 24-hour emergency service, any job, big or small. Safe, efficient, and fast. P&D Tree Service turns multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. Enjoy a clean, safe, and bright yard. PNDTreeservice.com.
Opened in 1933, our family is still here, doing the right thing for your family.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS. Are you looking for a job or perhaps a better job? We're hiring at Pacific Power Batteries with formal training about batteries of all types, customer service, and safety in the workplace. If you're tired of some crappy job where you are now, visit PacificPowerBatteries.com. After 90 days, you'll be eligible for a paid health insurance premium, a health savings account, our bonus program, paid vacation, and more. Or stop in and talk with a store manager at Pacific Power Batteries, where good people sell reliable batteries. Come on by.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, a couple hours left here on our week on a Friday. We'll open up the phone lines at 9:30, and I have a feeling we'll talk some baseball there as well. G. Scott, I can see him out my window. He's ready to go. He's got full Mariner gear on, so he's ready. And we'll talk to G at 8:30. We are just a few days away now, under a week before opening day on Thursday. We've been counting down the most intriguing Mariners, and today that gets us to...
Number 5.
Well done, Lyle. Number 5 is the only other pitcher on this list. It is not a pitcher-heavy list. Doesn't mean those guys aren't great. Just as it came to conversation, Logan Gilbert, who's now your opening day starter, was number 8. And today, Bryan Woo is number 5. So just to kind of keep you guys up to date here, the honorable mentions were Canzone, Robles, Kirby. Probably could have added some there as well. And then it went Cole Young, Luke Raley, Logan Gilbert, Brendan Donovan. Yesterday was Randy Arozarena at number 6, and today is Bryan Woo. Why is he so intriguing? I think just that combination of upside and what he did last year, waiting to see if he can do it again. He was their best pitcher last year. He was. Last year. He was their best pitcher. Their most consistent, their top end when he was on, which was most of the time. He was one of the best in the league. He was so good that Greg Amsinger came on with us and not only predicted the Mariners would win a lot of games, but he had a pretty big one about Bryan Woo.
And my bold prediction, 98 wins. The Mariners go to the World Series. Bryan Woo wins Cy Young.
Wow.
I just think it's impossible for Tarek Skubal to do it 3 straight years. And I'm also looking at what happened with the arbitration case and the fact that minutes after they realized they lost the arbitration case to Tarek Skubal and he won $31 million, they gave a different left-handed pitcher an AAV higher than $31 million to ensure that Tarek Skubal wasn't even the highest-paid left-handed pitcher on the Tigers. So I just think that's going to be a drama mess, and I'm going Woo.
He has Bryan Woo kind of poised and ready to take that mantle, and maybe he will. I mean, I will say the biggest thing I noticed, and one of the main reasons I have him so high on this list, is just watching him walk around the facility. I know that is a very ephemeral idea, but just the way the confidence he exuded, the comfort he had as he walked around the facility, that California cool, it just exuded. He just exuded it. It was just pouring out of him. I asked him about it when we talked to him down in Peoria.
Yeah, I mean, going into year, what is this? I guess 5 with the organization or 6 with the organization, and you get to, start knowing people around the building, and a lot of the people, thankfully, have been here as long as I am. It's not too much of a revolving door. And then same with our team and our staff, and it's so easy to get along with everybody when everyone's great. I've said it a million times already, but we're super lucky with just the quality of people that we have in this building, and it's a joy when you get to wake up and you're like, all right, I'm excited to go to work. I'm excited to see all my friends. I'm excited to work with the training staff and strength staff, the pitching coaches, like everybody. It makes it a lot easier. It makes my job easier. It makes it more fun. You get the most out of everybody here. The environment's just great.
He reminds me a little bit of a high school senior. I've been here for 4 years. I know what I'm doing. It's my turn. I'm the king of the school now. I know everybody. I know who to say hi to. I know where to go. I know where to park. I got all my buddies. Everybody's all set. We've been waiting for this, and now we're in charge. Yeah, I kind of get that sense out of Bryan Woo, and it's one of the reasons I think he is poised to continue what he did last year. Logan, by the way, agrees.
Yeah, he's great. It was fun to see it, and I think everybody kind of saw a taste too, and knowing that it was bound to come out at some point. And he had a lot of success in 24, but it was definitely a big breakout, and expecting more of that this year.
Expecting more of that, and that is sort of part of the intriguing question here. Is there more in there? Each year, by the way, he has surprised us by being better than we thought he would be. The first year, nobody even knew who he was. The second year was like, okay, well, can this guy get lefties out? Yep, it turns out he can. And then last year, of course, was essentially like, can this guy do it on a daily basis, like a regular basis, get deeper into games? And he did all of those things. What's left?
I like that in spring training you asked him, sorry, didn't mean to cut you.
No.
You asked him what he would prefer. More wins, higher ERA, and going further into the game was his goal, and he accomplished that at a level that was one of the best in the league.
That was last year, right, that I asked him that question?
Yes.
That's so crazy. Well, so this year, it was cool to ask him about what his favorite game was from last year, and not surprisingly, it kind of fit along those lines.
I'll go favorite game. And it's probably not the answer you'd think of, or was it last year, first start in Sacramento? I got tagged pretty good. First thing I gave up 2 or 3, but, definitely not my best day stuff, whatever, but found a way to go 6. And then we ended up coming back and winning that game and winning that series. And that was big for me, I think, just in terms of, I got punched in the mouth to start the game, and I kind of just continued to work and continued to go out and find ways to get outs. And it wasn't the prettiest, stat line, but gave our team a chance to come back and win that game, and we did, and ended up winning that series. So the games that I love personally are the ones that don't go great, that don't go perfectly, and I do get punched in the mouth early, and then I figure out a way to get through that start and still go deep or put up zeros or whatever it is. Those are the ones I look back fondly of.
I mean, it's hard not to love a guy who just sees the game and sees himself that way. So just looking at the projections for this year, Baseball Reference sees him 12-7 with an ERA of essentially 3.25. That's up a tick from the last 2 years. He's been under 3 the last 2 years. So they see him at 3.27, a whip of 1.012. So absolutely expecting another tremendous season from Bryan Woo. It's why he's number 5 on my most intriguing list. Lyle, what's a reasonable expectation for Bryan Woo this year? Can he be better than he was last year?
I don't see why not. Like you said, he's done it every single year. How much can he get better with? I mean, it's a good question. He's throwing with the innings. He doesn't get hit by lefties anymore. He doesn't get hit on the road. His fastball's the second most valuable one in all of baseball. I guess, could you see a couple of those secondaries really take a jump the way you've seen his fastballs continue to jump over the last couple of years? Well, I guess that'd be the other step.
If they did, you would probably then potentially get a strikeouts per 9 over 10. If you're really nitpicking at Bryan Woo, it would be that his strikeouts per 9 was only 9.5. Only, quote unquote, 9.5, which by the way is just fine. If the secondary stuff ticked up a little bit, what was he throwing a little changeup that Cal seemed to like this year in spring training? If there is that pitch to maybe strike out a few more lefties, maybe that's the last thing you could do to really cement yourself as that kind of an ace. Sure. Okay, we're nitpicking at Bryan Woo because he was tremendous last year and ended up finishing 5th in the Cy Young voting when it was said and done. Could that get up to 2nd or 3rd? Sure, absolutely. Could he win it? Of course he could. It'd be pretty awesome if he did.
I'll say this. I've been asked the question before, which Mariner would be most likely to throw a perfect game one day. I always say him because he keeps his pitch count down and he has the efficiency to do it. Some guys get to 100 pitches too fast.
How about the innings pitched by season? 87 the first year, fine. Then the year after, 121. Last year, 186. I mean, just that ability to keep going deeper and deeper into games and be more and more. It's just so sad that he was not at 100% and really couldn't pitch for the most part throughout the playoffs because he was a big, big part of their success, and they were scrambling a little bit without him in the rotation at the end of last year into the playoffs. So, Bryan Woo, number 5. We will come back to this on Monday morning at 7:30 as we hit the Final Four, appropriate this week, the Final Four leading up to opening day on Thursday night. Okay, G. Scott's here in 20 minutes. We'll give you everything you need to know next. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
Having one of those days where a little of this would make things so much better?
Fastball, strike 3 called. He got him looking. How about that for a Cactus League debut? Cade Anderson striking out the side.
We got you. You can stream every Mariners spring training game live for free on the Seattle Sports app. Making lives better through Mariners baseball, one
goodbye baseball
at a time. Home of your American League West champion Mariners.
Well, this week's First Mark Challenge victory goes to Dan. Dan, why did you call First Mark Insurance?
I had the same insurance company for 30 years and just accepted all the premium increases as inflation or feeling tethered to them because I have earthquake coverage and was uncertain about being able to get that anywhere else. But when I talked to Ken at First Mark, wow, he came back with bigger umbrella policy, better earthquake coverage, which I didn't think was possible. And when he came down with the premium number, it was a no-brainer. We were saving over $2,500 a year. Don't wait, because it's annoying to think of what I could have done with that money over the last 10 years had I done something sooner.
Well, Dan did it. My family did it. You got to do it, and it's totally free. Take the First Mark Challenge today. See how much money they can save you and how much better your coverage will get. Maybe you will be the next First Mark Challenge victory that I get to talk to as well. Simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com, firstmarkinsurance.com.
Whatever's on your schedule this season, Toyota of Kirkland has your ride. With Tacomas, Tundras, and 4Runners from Toyota of Kirkland. Built for power, capability, and room for all your gear. These models are the perfect teammate for the Northwest adventure. Any of them. Take a test drive today and drive home with your new Toyota that same day. Get your season rolling at Toyota of Kirkland or online at toyotaofkirkland.com. That's toyotaofkirkland.com.
O'Brien.
A rising blast, left field, grand slam, Rosarena.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a truly elevated experience, you've got to be in a Mariner Suite. A suite is the perfect spot to get your game and celebration on. Birthday, promotion, engagement, company team building that actually team builds. No matter your event, we've got a suite you'll love. Group suites can fit 30 to 400 people for big-time bashes. And private suites offer just that, an upscale experience for more intimate gatherings. All Mariner Suites offer an incredible view of the ballpark, so you can't go wrong. Plus, you and your guests will enjoy premium catering, VIP parking, private Skybridge entry, and more. And season ticket members get 15% off. Reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites.
Bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
Mariners baseball, Trident's up.
High five. Up top.
Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Heck yeah!
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Yes!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Woo! For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
Get broadcast times for every 3 Tree Roofing Mariners Cactus League broadcast.
Holy smokes, he does it again!
At seattlesports.com.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Hey, Logan Gilbert is going to start on opening day, as he should, man. I think it's great news. Really happy for Logan. It all makes sense. He has been the horse in this rotation. And, now that Luis Castillo is sort of on the downside of this, that's not to say he's not going to have another good year, but now that he's no longer really pitching like an opening day ace, yeah, I think that Logan needed to do something to unearn it, if that makes sense. Like, he had to play his way out of it, not just Bryan Woo pitching well enough for it. Like, if all things were equal, could you start Bryan Woo on opening day? Of course you could. Of course you could. I mean, honestly, you could start any of these guys on opening day. They all have that kind of stuff and that kind of ability. But obviously, Bryan had the best year of anyone last year. I just think that once you've given that start to Logan Gilbert, unless he completely falls apart, I think you got to give it to him again, and they're going to do exactly that. He's pumped.
Hey, Mariners fans. Can't wait to see you guys next week and be out there on opening day. Super excited to be back in Seattle, back in the ballpark, and feel the energy out there from all you guys. Super excited for the season. Can't wait to see you guys next week. Let's go.
Something tells me it was not hard to get Logan to agree to do that for at Mariners, because he's just that kind of a dude. But when he gets out there on opening day, Thursday night, I can get a sense we're going to see a little bit more Walter and a little bit more shoving than you hear in that sound clip there. Dan Wilson explains the decision.
As we've done a lot in the past, we pulled all of them in. And obviously these are difficult decisions, and every one of those guys is a number one. But just where we are right now in spring, and Logan was the guy that is slated for that. And so being able to tell all of them together, I think this is, as we've talked about, the group of them together, how they relate to each other, it was great to have them all in there together.
All right, the other concern for opening day is J.P. Crawford and trying to figure out whether he's going to be available, and assuming he's not, what you're going to do at that spot. I don't think he is going to be available. It's just hard for me to imagine he's going to get enough at-bats here in just a couple of days to be ready for opening day. So, should you go with Colt Emerson? Jim Callis weighed in yesterday.
He's 20 years old. I mean, he won't be 21 until, around the All-Star break, honestly. He's one of the better, hitting prospects in all the minor leagues. And I think you can look at it a couple ways. He hasn't played a lot in AAA, so getting him more experience there would be good. But at the same time, I do think he's a gifted enough hitter. I don't think he's going to come in and be a 300 hitter right away like he will be in his prime, but I think he's a gifted enough hitter to hold his own.
I think he does too, but I don't think you need to do that for 1 week. And assuming JP's only going to need a week, I just feel like Leo Rivas can probably handle that, and you wait and see and really make it about the development of Colt Emerson, and when he's ready, he's ready. Spring breakout game, he'll be in that today, along with Ryan Sloan and Kate Anderson and Michael Arroyo and Las Montez and all the young guys that they've got. Kind of been like their whole spring, because so many people have been at the WBC. And by the way, the WBC, what a success. Unbelievable. 10.7 million people watching the final between the U.S. and Venezuela. I was blown away by that number. Blown away. Preseason tournament, 10.7 million people. That's more than the NBA Finals averaged last year. That is just a staggering success for Major League Baseball and Fox.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, John Schneider Show every Thursday afternoon leading up to the draft with Wyman and Bob. Yesterday, they asked him about finding a running back. This is probably the newsiest thing he said.
This position in particular, I remember we signed Ryan Grant. Remember he went to Notre Dame, played for the Giants. Yeah. We traded for him at the 53 in Green Bay. And, Mike McCarthy's a good friend of mine. He was the head coach. And he's like, what we just traded for this guy. He's like, you expect this guy to start? Like, what are you guys thinking? Us, like scouts against the coaches, personnel versus coaches. Like, this guy has to come in here. He had like 1,000 yards. And like, that's a position that, you can find guys.
You can find guys. I mean, that's always kind of been that thought of like, yeah, you can find guys. Well, if you can, then you're probably not just going to spend a first-round pick there, although I do think they do need somebody to be a bit of a home run hitter. This may also sound somewhat familiar to you. It reminded me of some stuff we've heard from Jerry Dipoto in the past. which is essentially pointing out that the free agent class, from their point of view, encompasses more than just guys they bring in from the outside. It's guys that they retain. And in John Schneider's case here, specifically their left tackle, Charles Cross.
You never really get his flowers. Like, what an amazing young left tackle. And, like, that's part of free agency as well. Like, Joey Lane, like, worked his tail off on that deal for several weeks. And then, I get it, where free agency has this, like, splash to it, like, they're covering now, I think they call it football friend, or free agent frenzy or something like this, right? It's on TV for 2 days, but, like, the reason this came up is I was talking to George Payton, the GM for Denver today, and he's like, man, I'm not getting any credit for the guys that we signed a lot of guys, like, not him getting credit, but, like, nobody's really talking about, like, all the guys that they re-signed throughout the year. Yeah. Right. And that really gets overlooked, especially during the season, because we're also hyper-focused on the games, Right.
I understand where those guys are coming from, and they're right. Retention is a really big deal. But you can also understand a fan looking at it from the outside and saying, yeah, but you had those guys last year. The Rams are out there getting new players. The Niners are getting new players, and they're adding to it. What are you going to do in order to keep pace? I don't want to see them going crazy. Not at all. And I have no issues with any move they've made so far or not made so far. But I think you can also understand why a fan looks at it and says, okay, but you already have that. I'm glad we've got it long term. What are you going to put around it?
Here's the third thing you need to know.
It was good to talk to John Forslund earlier, and I thought he gave a very honest assessment of the Kraken. I'm glad to hear him say what he thought about the coach's comments from last night, because for the first time in a while, Lane Lambert sounded not nearly as frustrated or negative about his team. And I watched the game. Like, I thought they played okay, but I didn't think they were, like, great. They looked sick, which, by the way, most of them are. There's a whole flu bug running through the team. And you hear Forslund say, well, yeah, he's got time to say that. It's only 14 games left. Time to be a little bit more positive. Time to not just try to kill them every night, because you got to try to get a little energy out of the group. So I was glad to hear him say that. They've got just 14 games left to play. They lose 3-1 last night. Freddie Gaudreau with the only goal, and now off to Columbus tomorrow for a very difficult game against a good hockey team. So we'll see what goes on there, as they are just outside of a playoff spot. As for women's hockey, this is such huge news. Thank you to Circling Seattle Sports for sending this over to me. I hadn't seen it, but Hillary Knight on with Megan Rapinoe's A Touch More says she's not going away.
It's like, that part of it's extremely daunting. However, I want to still play for the Seattle Torrent for at least another 2 years, bring back a Walter Cup championship here, right? Like, so it's like, I'm not going to train less or any differently. So I'm still going to be in it, So I don't know. It's an interesting conversation. So it's like, do I still play with Team USA for another 2 years and contribute there? Like, that would be ideal.
Well, that's awesome. Honestly, I was sort of under the impression that this was going to be it for Hillary Knight, that once she did the Olympic thing, that this was sort of just a last hurrah in Seattle, and she was probably going to be shutting it down, which is why she was available to begin with. Instead, she says she'd like to go at least another couple of years, which would be awesome, because she's a pretty important person to the game of hockey, and women's hockey in particular. NCAA tournament, you guys are already following it, so I won't go too crazy, but High Point, the big win yesterday, they upset Wisconsin in a 12-5 matchup. Gonzaga takes care of Kennesaw State, and that is everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. What else here? 10.7 million people isn't that great. Yeah, it is. It's actually really great. Yeah, for a preseason baseball game, it's great. It's really, really great. World Series did 15. For the WBC to do 7+ or 10+, excuse me, unbelievable. Yeah, I'm going to disagree with that. I think that everybody from Fox to Major League Baseball executives to the players, everybody is thrilled with that number for the WBC. Just incredible. All right, let's come back with G. Scott. He's floating around here. He's excited about something today. We'll see what direction this takes us. And then we'll take some phone calls in a little over an hour. So it's good. We got a last couple of hour and a half here of this show this week, and we'll be right back on Brock and Salk.
9 out of 10 experts agree wearing earbuds at work is the universal signal for leave me alone. So grab the earbuds, pull up the Seattle Sports app, and trade that annoying coworker's endless yapping for this.
He's at the wall. Cal Raleigh Rays, first one of the spring.
Listen to every Mariners spring training game live for free, only on the Seattle Sports app. Improving lives through Mariners baseball, one
Sparkling play by Josh Naylor
at a time.
Highlights don't win games. The full box score does. I'm Brock Hewitt, and most business leaders aren't short on data. They're short on clarity. Numbers are scattered across ERP, CRMs, and spreadsheets, making decisions reactive instead of confident. And that's not how great businesses are built. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view, even if it lives in disconnected systems or offline, so you can see what's really happening and act faster. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to see what Marquee IQ can do.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
See country star Aaron Lewis and the State Liners at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, March 24th at 8 p.m. And now an added show on March 25th. He's a multi-platinum artist whose raw lyrics and powerhouse vocals have captivated fans for decades. Now he and his band, the State Liners, are coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Get your tickets now to see Aaron Lewis at muckleshootcasino.com.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation, or get my free book on trucking accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Hear that? Sounds like simple. Valvoline Instant Oil Change simple. No appointments. About 15 minutes to change your oil. Then out the door and back to life.
Yeah, honey, on my way.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Expert service doesn't need to be overcomplicated.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Brock and Salk.
weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We're not opening up the phone lines. No, that's too dangerous. We're not opening up the phone lines with G. That's just entirely too dangerous. Hi, buddy. How are we?
Hey, good morning.
It's good to see you today.
Good to see you, too. Why would you never open up the phone lines with me?
Dangerous. I don't know if I don't know if we can trust you nor the people.
You don't think the people...
Also, then what the heck would I do at 9:30?
Is that what you do?
Yeah, we open up the phone lines to end every
Well, can I have an
week.
ask one day? Can I at least, talk to the people one day?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we could try to work it out. Why don't you take the first hour off your show? Come hang out with me at 9:30, and we'll get that done for you. You look great today. You got the bright yellow, the Seattle Mariner gear going. I actually really like the hat. That's a good-looking Mariner cap right there.
Man, I appreciate it. Hey, 6 days from today,
Yep.
man. Going to be there. The Guardians come to town. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. Opening day. It's
Logan Gilbert's going to be on the hill. We know now, announced yesterday.
Oh.
Logan Gilbert will be your opening day pitcher for the second straight year.
Okay, Logan. You know, I've been thinking about this Mariners team.
Okay.
And here's why I am super excited. I mean, I was already, and everybody listening, you guys, we were already excited.
Mm-hmm.
But now, you want to know one of my favorite things to do? When you have a little, when me and my significant other, and we've had an argument, and we've had a fight.
An actual, yeah.
And,
Okay.
like fight, disagreement,
Yeah.
Maybe we didn't talk to each other for a couple days, maybe a Monday or Tuesday, and kind of settles down a little bit on Wednesday.
Yeah.
For some reason, Mike, we always have a fantastic weekend, right? A fantastic, like a makeup weekend. You feel me?
A whole weekend.
That's the Mariners. Cal Raleigh, Randy Rosarina, right? You need a little spice in this relationship. And that's why the Mariners right now are going to have a little makeup season right
Wow.
there. Yeah.
That
I'm
is quite
telling
the
you.
theory.
I'm telling you, it's my theory. Sometimes, you need that. Your relationship is
Yep.
kind of a little stale,
Sure.
has no seasoning to it, like some of Mike Salk's meat that he makes. And what ends up happening is you need that happening.
You know, you ate my food that I made, and you liked it. Paused myself there. That almost got away from me a little bit.
Yeah.
You liked what I made, my tri-tip that I made. That was
that was good.
I know you like to make fun, but all right. So let me ask you. I'm going to ask you a Mariner question that has no wrong answer. There is no wrong answer to this question. Okay. How many Mariner games are you going to go to this year? Another 20, 30? Where are we at this year? What's our guess?
I'll at least go to
10,
20.
What did you say last year?
What did I say last year, Lau?
30 or something? Gee, remember, it's really hard to go to that many games.
It is hard.
It's really hard.
20.
Just say 10.
Oh, easy. So
Just say 10.
I'm going to opening day.
Right. Then you only have to go to 9 others.
And
you can do it.
And then I'm going to the Friday night Astros,
Right.
April 10th. Got to go to that. I'm gonna have family in town for my birthday and all that kind of stuff.
And hopefully a Sunday game or two so that we can see the Steelhead uniforms, which are awesome. You like
already
those,
know.
right?
Yes,
So those are pretty
yes,
sweet.
yes.
All right, so you're going to a Mariner game. You can get tickets to a Mariner game, okay?
Yeah, I can get them.
No, I'm just telling you, for the sake of this hypothetical, you have tickets to a Mariner game. You're on your way. Who are you hoping pitches? There's no wrong answer to this, right? You got 5 starters that you really, really like: Logan Gilbert, Luis Castillo, Bryan Woo, Bryce Miller, and George Kirby. Who do you hope is pitching?
This is easy. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's my guy right there, man.
Yeah.
Bryan Woo.
Yeah.
All day.
Lyle, who's your answer to that question?
People know the answer to this. All you need is the music.
Oh, you turned
Bryan
that off. Bryan Woo for you too. Maura, are you a Bryan Woo or bust? Like, is that who you'd like to see?
I love Bryan Woo, but I probably...
You're Logan Gilbert, Maura. You look like a Logan Gilbert person.
I would probably go Logan Gilbert. I do like Bryce Miller too, but he's hurt right now.
Mm-hmm. No, but I'm putting him in the category. Like, he's going to be there throughout the year. Like, it's a July game, and you got tickets. Bryce is available, so you can have any of the 5.
Yeah, I'll go Bryce.
All right.
I think he's fun to watch.
I think before my man Woo's season last season, I think collectively, most of us would have said Luis Castillo.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I would still say. I just love watching Luis pitch. I find him to be very entertaining. I'm not saying it's going to be the best start of the 5. I know that he's not in that spot right now or hasn't been, but I just really enjoy watching Luis. It's funny how those things work. They're in a spot right now where there is no wrong answer. Any of those 5 guys are fun to watch. Mm-hmm. You've been with teams and rotations where you're like, okay, well, I hope I get Felix, because if I don't get Felix, I got a 20% chance of getting Felix, and if it's not him, like, I'll watch and it'll be fine, but like watching Doug Fister doesn't have quite the same, fun factor as watching Felix Hernandez. Watching Blake Bevan doesn't feel the same as watching Cliff Lee. Like, seeing those guys at the very top of their game, and you got 5 guys who, no matter who you show up to see, you're gonna enjoy it. Like, somebody says anybody but Castillo, you're crazy. Luis Castillo's like 6 innings, 2 runs every time, dazzles in his own way. Like, I think there's no wrong answer.
All right. Okay. That's who you want to. Now, let me throw it back at you.
All right.
If you could only pick one pitcher of the 5 for a guaranteed win, like, hey, you get this win, you and Heather still get to stay together, which pitcher would it be? I'm going Woo.
Yeah,
and
I think
bet
that's
you
fair
most
right
people text in.
He's coming off
say Woo.
Well, he's coming off the best year by far. I mean, finished 5th in the Cy Young voting. He was their best pitcher last year, and missing him in the postseason really hurt.
You agree?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, but baseball's so funky. Going into last year, I think most people would have said Logan Gilbert, and it wouldn't have been close, which is why he was their number 1 starter last year. I think I could still make a pretty good argument for Logan.
Yeah.
It's one of those 2. Kirby makes me a little bit nervous. Bryce has just been a little too up and down. I think it's probably going to be one of those 2. I think there's a legitimate case for Logan.
George Kirby reminds me of G. Scott in a relationship. It's just never know. Hey, what I'm most excited about this season as well, there's a lot of things that we could talk. First of all, I want to make sure on Fridays we want to talk a lot more Mariners. We are in Mariner season. The energy, the potential energy of T-Mobile Park being the same way that it was when it was Safeco in 2001. Hear me out. I'm not saying, obviously we know, I'm not saying as far as season and win total or anything like that, but I am saying the energy. I just remember April, May, June, July, the entire time where it was 40-something thousand. I'm not saying it's going to get to that. But what I am saying is I do believe that the energy, the expectation, where it's going to be, like, we know that it's going to be jam-packed the first few weeks.
So I'm glad you bring that up, G, because that was actually on my list of things to talk about next week. But I'll spend a few minutes on it with you because I think you've raised a good point. First of all, I have talked to some folks with the Mariners, and they are expecting that. Not necessarily the energy, but crowds, right from the jump. They are expecting big crowds right from the jump this year, not just opening day, which
if that food tasting was any hint of what's to come.
Lines out to the ferry terminal, G, at the food tasting.
I heard there's like 200-something influencers up in there.
There were a lot of influencers.
Yeah.
You should have been there. I'm sorry that you weren't there.
Well, they didn't invite me.
What's up with that?
I don't know.
Dude.
But my guy, shout out KM.
Even though he didn't invite you?
Kevin Martinez, my dog.
Well, you got to get to know Malcolm or something, somebody who could invite you to something like this. Because
Okay.
it was
good?
Dude, it was they had great food.
I heard
And
the crab nachos was the truth.
it was really good. They were almost like a deconstructed crab rangoon. It was really, really good. The ribs?
Why you look at me like I need ribs?
I'm just saying I like ribs, and I'm telling you the ribs were that
You're
good.
not eating ribs at a baseball game.
I'd eat these ribs because they were not saucy. They weren't saucy ribs. Gee, they weren't saucy.
I like not saucy.
These are dry rub ribs.
Yeah,
They fell off the bone.
Okay.
I would eat these at a baseball game.
Okay.
In fact, I would eat them really anytime. So they're ready. Like they know that right off the bat they're going to be getting big crowds. They're kind of psyched for that. They're going to have enough volunteer. Like they're not.
You got your outfit picked out for next Thursday?
I have not thought about it for 1 second.
You haven't thought about one outfit?
Not for 1 second.
For opening day.
It'll be whatever I'm wearing.
It
that
is
day.
such a big deal.
I
You
have
will
not
leave
thought
right
about it.
here from the studio and head on over.
Well,
or you'll go home first, take
Go
a nap.
home, take a quick nap, wake up, and go over.
But do you wear Mariners stuff? No.
No.
Oh, because you're Mike Salk.
Well, it just, I don't know. It doesn't feel
Maura,
right.
do you wear Mariner stuff?
If you go to the press box, like we were talking about last year, it's kind of frowned upon.
Yeah.
But if I go to the game, yeah, I'll wear
I am
Mariner stuff.
so tired of outdated. Oh, well, you should do this in this way. That's what the WBC did for me. Right? The WBC really made me, let's expedite this MLB. Let's have more fun.
Yeah.
Let's quit with this unwritten rule. Do you see the fun that they were having?
This has nothing to do with that.
All
I
right,
agree
fair.
with you on the have more fun thing, but I don't think this is that. I just don't feel comfortable wearing that stuff around players and stuff. I don't know. That feels weird to me. It feels like you're
Like what?
compromising some professionalism.
But you love the Mariners. You love the Mariners more than a lot of people do.
I do.
And you don't want to wear this stuff because you feel that the players are looking at you?
It just doesn't feel right.
Why does it feel right?
I don't know that I can fully describe it to you.
Lyle, what's your thoughts
Like, is
on
this
this?
a
You guys don't
separation?
wear
Are you guys
Mariners gear,
different
right?
from a fan? Like, this needs to stop.
Well, you are different from.
I'm here.
I'm not trying to like.
I'm not.
It's a
really?
hard thing to talk about because I'm not trying to like distance myself from the fans. Not that we're better than a fan,
Okay.
but you have more access. And because of that granted access in the clubhouse, locker rooms, behind the scenes, it feels inappropriate to me. I don't have any problems with anybody else doing it. It's just a me thing.
I just want to be known, since we're talking about access.
Yeah.
I know what access is like on some sports franchises. I know what that's like, and I'm gonna wear my Seahawks stuff all day long because I'm a fan. And matter of fact, I ain't like a lot of these media folks. Ooh,
You also work for the Seahawks. Like a lot of people that work for the Mariners do wear
Right.
the Mariners gear.
Yeah, if they were paying
Yeah.
me, I would feel a little bit differently, but they're not, despite what people may have thought over the last couple of years.
Okay, will you ever wear a Mariners?
Sure, I have a Mariners hat. Like if I'm going to the game and sitting in the stands, I'll wear a Mariners hat. Of course.
So what capacity are you going to be at on Thursday?
I'll probably be more in a work capacity. Well, I don't know what you want me to do. This is my job.
I just don't like it.
Well, I'm sorry.
I don't like it.
All right.
I mean, aren't you going to talk to the fans? I mean, some of the listeners, aren't Brock and Salk listeners going to be there?
They may be.
Don't you want to be there? Like, hey, what's up, Joe? Good to see you. Lyle, Billy.
Yeah. You think they won't be able to talk to me if I'm not wearing Mariner gear?
I mean, they will, but I mean, what are you there for? to play solitaire?
No.
Like, what are you doing?
I'm watching
Like,
the game.
Like this is Lyle. Help me out, man. What are you on?
I mean, they say you're not really supposed to do it when you're on the
Who's saying it? Who is they?
kind of the team. Now that being said, if it wasn't a rule, I wouldn't care at all. Yeah, like I wear Mariners stuff all
Where
the
is
time.
it written at, Lyle?
Well,
Where is this rule written at? That's the damn problem with baseball.
It might be written. It might be written on your media credential.
It is too many unwritten rules.
This one might be written.
Again, if it was up to me, I'd wear Mariner stuff all the time.
All right. Enough of this conversation. We're moving on because I want to ask you, I want to come back to the point you were making about energy because I think it's an important one. And Seattle, we can debate whether Seattle is a great sports town or not. Right now, it sure appears to be. It's a different kind of a sports town, certainly than where you grew up in Chicago or some of the passionate places in the Northeast and along the Eastern Seaboard, Detroit. Like, it's a different sports town than those. I'm not going to debate whether or not it's a great sports town or not. What I will say is that it is an unbelievable event town. And once something becomes an event here in Seattle, it blows up. The energy is off the charts. It could be something as simple as a big concert that's coming through, Taylor Swift or Beyonce or Adele or whatever. Like once everyone in town is like, I have to go to that concert, then it becomes the thing, the place, the thing to do. And if the Mariners become that again, like they were in the early parts of the 2000s, and I don't think it's too far off to suggest that that's going to happen, I think you're right. The energy in that ballpark every night is going to be off the charts.
Yeah. I'm going to piggyback on what you said, and let's talk about what kind of town Seattle is. As someone who I'm from the Midwest. Spent a lot of time in the Midwest. You're from the East Coast. I've been a lot of places where sports is a big deal. College football in the southeastern part of the country. It is like it probably goes God, football, then family. You know what I mean?
You sure that's the right order, too? Football might be first some days,
It might be first, right? Okay. So here's Seattle, and this, when I say this is no disrespect to anyone from the South, from the East, from the Midwest, or anything like that. The thing is that the expectations are just lower other places. You can just put a product out there all the time, no matter what. You're going to still go there. Most of the reason why you don't really have anything else to do in a lot of these towns. Like that's your life. Here in Seattle, not so much. There's a lot of things to do here, whether you're a hiker or a camper or whatever you're into. Seattle, the Pacific Northwest, has a lot of stuff to do.
Yep.
However, you start winning, it becomes an event, like Mike Salk said. Give the people in this area a product that's good. Oh, there. Give Seattle a product that's then Seattle's got stuff to do. That's just how it is. I'm not saying it's for better or for worse. I'm just saying you are not going to put a product, no matter what it is, sports or anything, restaurant, whatever, and just make Seattle just show up like, oh, we're so happy. Seattle folks got stuff to do, man. And if you're not winning and you're not doing this, I'm not about to make that an event. I'm going to stay home. If I want to go see Bubba in Alabama, and that's all we got to do on Saturday and scream, roll tide, roll tide, roll tide. Like, literally, like you are 73 years old and you are screaming roll tide in the middle of a store. You're not getting that in Seattle. But if you're winning, come on now.
Yeah.
It's an event.
It turns into an event. And you're right. I think that'll really help change the energy. And you saw it at the end of last year. I mean, it really kind of took off that way. And the team really seemed to feed off it and loved it.
And wait, one more thing.
Sure.
And I'd argue, too, when Seattle's winning, like you said, nobody does it better.
That's true. Seattle really does winning very, very well. We are very good at winning when it happens.
Yes.
Because that doesn't happen that often. So when it happens, we are very grateful for the fact that there is some winning. What'd you make of the Sonics news coming out this week?
Love it. Love it.
Because it's legit. I didn't think it was going to be when we first heard it. We're like, whatever. They're voting about talking. And then it was like, oh, wait a minute. No, this is it. This is the real deal. It's happening.
Truthfully, I need it. I'm going to speak for me. I'm cooked. I'm done. Like yesterday, NCAA tournament, that's March Madness. I didn't see 1 minute of a game. I didn't even see a highlight. I'm cooked on basketball, y'all. The LeBron stuff, as you guys know, for the last years, I've been a big, huge LeBron fan. I'm done on that now, right? The Lakers, they're they're
can't
whatever.
do it because he's with the
I can't do it.
Okay.
So in order for me to like basketball again, I need something here. As a matter of fact, I went to some Storm games last year. I'm looking forward to going back to Storm games this year. Those are fun. Those are amazing. Shout out to them for getting the new contracts. They're going to be getting more money.
Legit
the
contract too, huh?
contract. Love that. It goes from the cap goes from $1 million to $7 million.
1.6 to $7 million.
Yeah. So
what an unbelievable accomplishment.
Love that.
I'm sure that they'll just be mean to their best player again all year.
And by the way, I played basketball in college. I love basketball. So I need the Sonics to come back. And the fact the Sonics here, and I'm sure that they'll probably do something again. Not again, but for the first time in Las Vegas. That'll be fun. And again, we are a sports town. And this will be phenomenal and awesome for the businesses in Seattle. That's just would be fantastic. Oh, and then can we get some new restaurants here? Can we get some of these dope restaurants, like the Tocomadero down in Scottsdale and some of those spaces?
Kind of in that area?
Yeah.
Like in the whole Lower Queen Anne area?
And you see
there is some new stuff down there.
They're going to be redoing the Seattle Center. right?
Yeah, they're redoing all of the stadium there, right?
Yeah.
Memorial Stadium, is that what that's called? They're going to redo all of Memorial Stadium. I know that's like a huge Liwicki project.
Shout out Todd Liwicki. That's my dog, man. Anytime I get to praise Todd Liwicki, I got to see Todd.
Is there anyone in Seattle that doesn't think Todd's their dog?
No. And okay. You know, before the break,
I say that with love.
Well, here's the thing. Before we came on, you asked me who's the person that the worst person I've ever met in my life, and I'm not allowed to say that on the air. But Todd Liwicki is probably one of the best people that I've ever met in my life, and I'm not just saying that. And it is further proven that I put a post up because I saw him at UNCF, United Negro College Fund event this past Saturday, took a picture with him and posted it. And it's amazing to see literally everybody say the same thing about Todd Liwicki.
Just over and over again.
And we wonder why the energy at Climate Pledge Arena is so
pretty good.
Dope.
It's pretty good.
Well, the leadership, it stinks from the head down.
All of these charity events you've hosted / auctioneered for, maybe you can't answer this because it would be doing a disservice to others. So if you can't answer, just tell me. I just thought of the question. Yeah. Of all of the various charities that you've run across, various causes, what's your favorite one? What is the charitable cause that you've had an opportunity to work for and be a part of where you've been like, this thing is just unbelievable. Like, I got to give my own money. This is just so important and such a great idea. Maybe you can't answer it because it would be unfair to the others, but is there one over the years that jumps out to you?
So I'm going to answer it in a way that probably is not fun for anybody listening right now. As far as causes and events, like, it's subjective. All of them are doing great. It's phenomenal. That's the beauty in what I do. Every weekend, I get to go and get around a group of people doing good in the world compared to what we see on the news every day. So that part's awesome.
Yeah.
I would say the thing that really stands out to me the most, school auctions.
Okay.
And the reason
for an individual school.
For individual schools.
Yeah.
And the reason why those are to me,
because the parents get tanked and give a lot of money.
They do, but like, it's different. Like, because some of these causes that the events, you see people there, and sometimes it's a who's who you know. Let me show you.
Right.
Oh, I got the big bucks, and let me see. It's really authentic.
Yeah, it's personal.
It's personal.
Yeah, that's good.
When you have administrators, teachers, and parents all loving on kids.
I love it. All right. Well, you look great. It's great to have you on. What's going on with the reset right now? What do we need to know?
Right now, there's a break.
A little hiatus.
And we'll come back. And I'm going to come back on the reset. And I'm going to talk about the new offensive coordinator.
Okay.
I've been having a lot of conversations about him with people. And let me just say this. Mike Macdonald won the Super Bowl in year 2. Mike Macdonald might be the Bill Belichick of today's generations, and this hire,
you're saying that.
This hire with Brian Fleury might just add and prove his genius.
Well, I am excited to hear you say that because that beats a different comp that I keep hearing. Can you talk about your other projects, or are you going to let that one go for now?
Oh. I don't think the project's called G Does Things That White People Do. Nobody wants to. I don't think anybody's going to watch that.
No. Are you sure?
I have a quarter zip council with Charlie Harger, Chris Sullivan, and Luke Ducey. They'll sit around in quarter zips, and then we'll have different things for me to do.
All right.
Like, hey, he needs to go to see a Rush concert.
You want to come with me?
He needs to go to see hockey with Mike Saul.
Those are all things that I like to do.
Right?
Yeah.
He needs to go to the market, the farmer's market. Those things.
Farmer's market, yeah.
He needs to go hiking. He needs to go, so there's a lot of things. I don't think any of your listeners will watch any of that.
But it'll be out there.
But
the content will exist.
It's coming.
G, thank you. G and Ursula starts here in just a couple of minutes. You can always find G in the Reset on our YouTube page as well. We'll be right back with a whole week in review. It's next on Brock and Salk.
Breaking news this morning from ESPN.
Is it finally happening?
Good golly, Miss Molly.
ESPN's Shams Charania, the NBA, will go next week to explore adding expansion teams in Vegas and Seattle. Joining us now, Shams himself.
The NBA is projecting that both Seattle and Las Vegas would immediately jump into the top 8 of revenue-generating teams.
Stay caught up on the latest at seattlesports.com. and Seattle sports on 710, the app, and YouTube.
Flying chickens in a barnyard.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Can you imagine a world where you leave the house and you take your home Wi-Fi speeds with you? Well, thanks to Xfinity Mobile, it's not just a fantasy. Just picture it. You're at your kid's soccer practice. You're streaming the other game in 4K just like that. Or how about in the airport? You can download a cozy family comedy in a snap with Wi-Fi Power Boost. What if the places you had to be felt more like everywhere you wanted to be? Well, that's the magic of Xfinity Mobile. Reliable Wi-Fi and 5G when you need it. Xfinity. Imagine that. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Visit XfinityMobile.com to learn more. Some restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus regular rates for 2 lines of T-Mobile. Experience more. Verizon Unlimited Plus and AT&T Starter as of 2/10/26. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, the regular rates apply, but go check it all right now. Put it right in your fingertips with XfinityMobile.com.
Are you looking for a job or perhaps a better job? We're hiring at Pacific Power Batteries with formal training about batteries of all types, customer service, and safety in the workplace. If you're tired of some crappy job where you are now, visit PacificPowerBatteries.com. After 90 days, you'll be eligible for a paid health insurance premium, a health savings account, our bonus program, paid vacation, and more. Or stop in and talk with a store manager at Pacific Power Batteries, where good people sell reliable batteries. Come on by.
Lee Johnson Auto Family. The best path at that point was to stop for the night, and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier.
The LJ way.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Your old water heater's starting to peter. DayandNight.net. Day and Night has $150 off installation of any new water heater, including tankless, backed by a free lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Bruce. When your old water heater leaks or fails, the damage could be catastrophic. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Get $150 off installation of any new water heater.
DayandNight.net.
We've all been there, sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Give me a freaking auto! From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to accuse you of manager.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now, here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
All right, final hour of our week. We've made it to 9 o'clock on a Friday morning, Brock and Salk Show, and we'll get some of your calls coming up here in 30 minutes. Thanks to G. Scott for coming out and having a good time. Appreciate him. It's been a good week guest-wise here on the Brock and Salk Show. All of it you can find on YouTube. You make your way over there. You can watch the show live on YouTube, of course, and then you can watch all the show clips, including all of the interviews we do. And then usually at 9 o'clock on Friday, we like to put it all together and give you the best of the best. We call for you in review.
Brock and Salk present For You in Review.
Time for our weekly chat with Jeff Passan from ESPN. We've got Joel Klatt. Good morning, Joel.
Let's talk to Coach McDonald.
This is For You in Review, brought to you by the Seattle Sports YouTube page, where you can find the full version of every interview.
Yeah, it sounds like Jeff Passan's going to be back with us, by the way, on Tuesday, leading into opening day on Thursday. So the return of Jeff Passan with us every Tuesday at 8:30, unconfirmed but expected. So I'll chat with Jeff and make sure that that's actually going to go down. But it was a good week. It started with Ross Tucker on Monday, who... I love Ross. I'm going to play a second cut here that I actually like better than the first one, but it's funny. G was just saying that he thinks Mike McDonald is going to end up being the next Bill Belichick, and I actually welcome that comp because I'm sick of hearing this one.
I think Mike McDonald is like the Sean McVay of the defensive side of the ball, and I'm not sure he still has gotten the credit he deserves even after they won the Super Bowl, because they're doing some really, truly cool, unique things.
I know that it's a compliment, so I'm not like mad at Ross Tucker or anybody else who comes on and thinks that they're the ones who've discovered this, comp between Mike McDonald and Sean McVay. Is he the Sean McVay of the defense? I don't know. Beat Sean McVay twice last year. At some point, he's going to supersede Sean McVay, or at least it's a possibility. I don't know. Like, I don't want to diminish him in that way. Not that McVay's like a bad thing. He's unbelievable, and certainly the tree that he has built of all of these other coaches and coordinators around the league that have come through him, it's tremendous. I give all the respect in the world to Sean McVay. I just don't know that I need to compare Mike McDonald to him. He's doing his own thing. So I don't know. I understand what he's saying, but I just wanted to play it for you because it annoyed me. This actually made a little bit more sense to me, and it does speak even more to Mike McDonald's genius.
I think more and more teams are going to look for their Nick Eamon-Worry this year. Good luck, by the way. They don't have a lot of them. Mike McDonald, I mean, I would like to see hey, Mike, how about running a defense without a freak show nickelback like Kyle Hamilton or Nick Eamon-Worry? Let's see how smart Mike McDonald is if he doesn't have a 6'4", 225-pound total specimen to play that position, because it felt like he built the whole defense around Eamon-Worry, and it's incredibly valuable to have that guy so that you can be in nickel and still stop the run but not give up matchup nightmares. I think that's the other big one, is people wanting to be able to stay in nickel against the run but not have it be a disadvantage if the other team put several tight ends out there.
You know what, though? All 32 teams had the opportunity to draft Nick Eamon-Worry. If it's so important to them to be able to stay in nickel and stop the run, or stay in base and still cover the pass, why don't one of the other 31 teams draft Nick Eamon-Worry?
I think that's where the copycat league thing comes in. Like we heard from Ted Wynn of The Athletic the other day, he had some bad tape too, and I think McDonald knew a way he could use him.
We played that
highlight
sound,
his
right?
strengths.
We played some of that, and then we also played, I think Field Yates talked about it also, and they're like, yeah, I don't know if he would have been as successful in anybody else's scheme. Well, then, and again, I know Ross is sort of joking. I'm not mad at Ross Tucker. He's not ripping Mike McDonald or saying he got lucky to have Nick Eamon-Warry. He's just sort of making a point for effect. But, like, he didn't get lucky. He said, this is what my defense requires. Go get him. And by the way, he was available in the second round. And then he used him in a way that nobody else would. It's just funny to me. Everybody wants to go out, and that's not new. For 10 or 15 years, teams have wanted to be able to stay in nickel or stay in base and cover either the run or the pass opposite, right? They've always wanted to be able to do that. Why didn't somebody else look at a Nick Eamon-Warry or look at a Kyle Hamilton and say, get me a guy like that and I can do it? Mike McDonald did.
But now that he's had success with Kyle Hamilton and Eamon-Warry, it's probably a little bit of both, right? Like McDonald has to get some credit for.
I think he should get most of the credit. Like he's the one who figured out how to use those guys. So this was not our guest. Usually we only play our guests on For You in Review, but I'm jealous that we didn't get Chams and that Bump and Stacy. They did a great job. They got him on the exact right day. They figured out that this was a big story long before we did. And so I thought I would play you this from their interview with Chams. And by the way, that is also available on the YouTube page.
This first vote next week on the 24th and 25th of the Board of Governors meeting is a formality to pass, from my understanding. And that will then give the NBA the permission, the readiness to go and start a bidding process, start a franchise purchasing process to explore these two new expansion franchises in Las Vegas and in Seattle.
You know what's going to happen? Samantha Holloway's going to buy this team. Like, that's just how it's going to go. I'm just telling you. Like, that's how this is going to be. Exploring a process means seeing if anybody else feels like bidding against her and whether or not she puts, who she's going to put together as her ownership group with her. But that's how this is going to go. It's going to be that group. It's how it was always wired to be since the moment they built this building, with her father, David Bonderman, in his role in that process, and when Oakview Group and Tim and Todd Lywicki and all, this was always wired to go that way. And I just feel very strongly that that's how this is going to end up. And it's huge news, man. This is now finally real, and this vote will be a formality, and then finding the right bidder will not be a problem. And this is all going to go down here, and we'll have basketball here in 2028 with a reformed Sonics team. Adam Amin, we did talk some basketball with him because he's also the voice of the Bulls. But in terms of baseball in the WBC, he got to see it up close and personal.
But the conditioning of how baseball is viewed in America, perceived in America, applied to young players in America who then come up and go by those same standards because that's what they've been taught and told and showed on television and in print and what they watched on YouTube. And will that change a little bit with a younger generation? It could. Will it change a little bit by watching this tournament? As many people that have watched it and seemingly loved what they've been seeing, will that change a little bit? Perhaps it will. But I also know there's going to be some coach out there somewhere who's going to see a kid celebrate something and go, hey, you can't do that.
Yeah, and hopefully the WBC will stop to ease that or start to ease that stuff. We've got to figure out how to keep this game fun. We have to. We also have to recognize that playing 162 games, the marathon, you can't play with that much emotion every day. So how do we find a middle ground? How do we find a way for there to be fun in the game without drifting all the way to the no fun police on every single at bat? But at the same time, recognize that it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Not the WBC was a sprint. This is going to be a marathon. And you've got to find a way to find that middle ground. So good stuff from Adam Amin. I'll finish with Field Yates, who talked about this position the Seahawks are in with the number 32 pick in this particular draft.
You could probably find people that see players, and I'm going to pick a range, 20 to 50 as borderline interchangeable. It's not a super top-heavy draft. It's much more about the depth of this draft. There are a couple of positions that are particularly strong, but there are a couple that are worryingly weak as well. Quarterback being the most notable amongst those, but running back, not a great running back class this year. And then there are a couple of spots where you've got some players at the top the depth just dries out in a hurry. So it's a very unique class relative to what we've seen over the past couple of years.
Yeah, and the problem with not having a lot of quarterbacks in it is it doesn't push everybody else farther down. So a guy that might be the 15th pick in another season with more quarterbacks up there ends up going 10th. And so everything just sort of gets pushed. If you're the Seahawks, I mean, you can make an argument that that's a good reason to keep this pick because, you're going to get kind of the same as everyone. Nobody's going to want to trade with you for it. Or you could use it as a pretty good rationale to trade down and just try to add what you can, knowing that the difference between pick 60 and pick 32 is not going to be all that significant. So good stuff all week from everybody. You can find all that stuff on our YouTube page as we are reviewing the week. It sounds like a rough day. First, Chuck Norris passed away, and now Mean Joe Green. Man, sad day on both accounts. So RIP to both, and thoughts for both of their families as well. All right, quick break, everything you need to know, and then we open up the phone lines as we wrap up our week here on Brock and Salk. Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com.
Having one of those days where a little of this would make things so much better?
Fastball, strike three called. He got him looking. How about that for a Cactus League debut? Cade Anderson striking out the side.
We got you. You can stream every Mariners spring training game live for free on the Seattle Sports app. Making lives better through Mariners baseball, one
goodbye baseball
at a time. Home of your American League West champion Mariners.
Well, spring is all about getting ready for summer, isn't it? But do you have a room just sitting empty and you've dreamt of making it your own home gym? Hey, Brock Heward here, and working out in your own home, well, it is the best. We've been doing so for years, and you can allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. Simply give them your room dimensions, and they'll do the rest. A complete fitness room design. It's no secret why everyone, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness represents the very best brands in fitness, like Precor, Inspire Fitness, along with many others. They also have everything from flooring to weights that go in a home gym. And right now, get spring special financing with 0% interest for 12 months, plus mention me and receive an $150 credit towards any purchase over $1,000. Spring is here to get you in the best shape, so go get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
The nonprofit Puget Sound Senior Baseball League plays real baseball on the best fields. Final tryouts for adults ages 18 to 65 and older are this Sunday, March 22nd at Interlake High School in Bellevue. With 10 divisions featuring different age and skill levels, there's room for almost every ball player, from ex-little leaguers in high school to former college and pros. Get all the info at pssbl.com. That's pssbl.com.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Hey, it's John Curley with my friend Bob Stelton. Hey, Bob, you had a hip issue just like me. You went to see Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine. What did he tell you?
You got a torn labrum, you got a frayed ligament, you've got arthritis developing. He said, this isn't going to fix everything, but it will go a long way. I was walking around at about an 8 pain level. I couldn't walk that far before the pain would kick in, and it was impacting my workouts and just really impacting my day-to-day stuff beyond jiu-jitsu.
So, just like me, Dr. Wagner does stem cell on your hip. How you feeling now?
I feel like I've gotten back to being who I was prior to the injuries, which was somebody who's very active, loves being out there outside when the weather's great, being on the motorcycle, sparring in jiu-jitsu, working out. I can do all of those things now.
So whether it's a shoulder, a hip, a wrist, knee, or elbow, before you choose surgery, see our friend, Dr. Wagner first. He'll tell you if stem cell is right for you. drmarkwagnermd.com. Make an appointment at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
This season, go electric with Toyota's BZ lineup, available now at Toyota of Kirkland. Instant power, smooth acceleration, and a quiet ride that feels like warm-ups before the stadium fills. Come in, take a test drive, and experience the future of driving for yourself. You can take home your new BZ the same day right after you test drive it. Charge up this season at Toyota of Kirkland and visit them today or online at toyotaofkirkland.com. That's toyotaofkirkland.com.
O'Brien. Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Shouldn't surprise anybody, but a huge congrats to Logan Gilbert. He is going to start another opening day.
We will be opening with Logan Gilbert on Thursday night, so the 26th, and really excited about that. And you know, I think I know he's excited to take the ball, and we're ready to roll.
There you go. Well, we all are, and even Logan was asked about it and gave a little message to the fans.
Hey, Mariners fans. Can't wait to see you guys next week and be out there on opening day. Super excited to be back in Seattle, back in the ballpark, and feel the energy out there from all you guys. Super excited for the season. Can't wait to see you guys next week. Let's go.
Yeah, I can see how those guys are starting to get real pumped. Now everybody's back. They get just a couple tune-up games left, and then it's opening day time, putting on the real uniform, getting out there with all the bunting and everything on opening day, all the pomp and circumstance. It should be awesome, and Logan is the right call for this. I mean, unless he had really had a bad year and walked it back, you'd be like, okay, I guess you go with Brian Wu. I think Logan, because he had another good year, he retains that spot, and I would be surprised if anybody thought differently inside that clubhouse. Meanwhile, Cal Raleigh is back, and he's hitting.
The 2-1. Yeah. Swinging a high, towering fly ball, center field, and this bangs off the infinity batter's eye in center. It stays in the yard. It clears the bases off. It's a 3-run double off that towering batter's eye in straightaway center.
Yeah, so cool. Amazing to hit the ball that far and have it not be a home run. But whatever, 3-run double as the Mariners win. God, you wonder whether Team USA could have used a hit like that in the game the other day. Probably not, though. They probably couldn't have used that. That wouldn't have been helpful, right? They didn't need that.
I mean, surely Cal had his chances.
Mark DeRosa is probably going to count the double that Cal hit yesterday towards the next Team USA game that I'm sure he thinks they're still about to play. Speaking of that WBC, a lot of people watched him make those mistakes managing the other night. 10.7 million of them. How about that? Not mistakes. just people. There were not 10.7 million mistakes, but 10.7 million people watching the WBC final. Incredible number, higher even than the NBA finals last year. Just remarkable. Very, very cool.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
A good interview with John Schneider yesterday. He does that every Thursday with Wyman and Bob leading up to the draft. And he said a bunch of things, but this was probably the one that stands out. Asked about running backs.
This position in particular, I remember we signed Ryan Grant. Remember he went to Notre Dame, played for the Giants. Yeah. We traded for him at the 53 in Green Bay, and Mike McCarthy's a good friend of mine. He was the head coach, and he's like, "What? We just traded for this guy." He's like, "You expect this guy to start? Like, what do you guys thinking? Like us, like scouts against the coaches, personnel versus coaches. Like this guy has to come in here. He had like 1,000 yards, and like that's a position that you can find guys.
That's a position where you can find guys. Essentially, like some random dude had 1,000 yards for us. Like if you do it right, you'll be just fine. And it just makes me think they're not going to spend a first-round pick on a running back because it's easier to find those guys and plug them in. It's a very dependent position. That said, sure would like to find some kind of a home run hitter to mix with the guys they've got who are a little bit more in the plugger type of body type. But, yeah, I'm going to still expect that if they don't trade that pick down, corner would still be a spot, edge if it's available. That just feels like the direction that they would be much more likely to go.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Been fun talking hockey today. John Forslund was great, like really great. I thought this was great news. I'll come back to the Kraken in a moment, but Hillary Knight goes on the Touch More. It's the podcast with Megan Rapinoe. And I don't know about you. I thought Hillary Knight was done after the Olympics. She hasn't played for the Torrent since, so I assumed that this was just leading up to her retirement. She said not so fast.
It's like that part of it's extremely daunting. However, I want to still play for the Seattle Torrent for at least another 2 years, bring back a Walter Cup championship here, right? Like, so it's like I'm not going to train less or any differently. So I'm still going to be in it, So I don't know. It's an interesting conversation. So it's like, do I still play with Team USA for another 2 years and contribute there? Like that would be ideal.
I thought it was so cool to hear her say that she'll be back. She is the GOAT, greatest American hockey player of all time. And great to hear that she's going to be sticking around in Seattle for another couple of years. And by the way, they'd lose again yesterday. They are likely to get a top pick. First or second pick, even third pick, are all going to be gals that you saw playing well for the U.S. Olympic team. So they should be getting better next year. I mentioned Forslund. He was on with us earlier talking Kraken. They lose again last night. And I asked him, all right, if they're going to get it done, what's it going to take?
They're leaders. It's really time. It's time for Jordan Eberle to take the team and lead it. It's time for Maddie to be that same player night in and night out. It's Capo Caco's turn I wouldn't put him in the leadership group yet, but he needs to emerge as a big player. McMahon will just do the same thing. It's a sum of their parts. I could go on, and we don't have time because it's really a balanced team. But Vince Dunn, Adam Larson, Montour, they're playing okay. There has to be another step. That's what's going to get them into the playoffs, and they have to show that they really want it.
I love the way he phrases that. They're playing okay. There has to be another step, and they've got to show that they really want it. Well, they'll get that chance starting again tomorrow night in Columbus. That's everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. All right, let's open up these phone lines. I will admit I'm a little concerned about the phones today. Curious what you guys are interested to even talk about. I mean, we've had some, I don't know, it's not like been a big phone week. So let's go. Please help me out a little bit here. I'll beg a little bit if I have to. But open phone lines, 866-979-3776. Basketball is coming back to Seattle. The NBA is returning to Seattle. How do you feel about the return of both the NBA and the Sonics? The Mariners open up on Thursday. How do you feel about the start of their season? Give me a win total. Give me an expectation. Give me a big concern. Give me a thing that you think is going to be an X factor for the Mariners this year, a player you're excited to watch, a thought you have on Colt Emerson. Should Colt Emerson be on that opening day roster, assuming J.P. Crawford's not ready to go? Are you concerned about some of these injuries to start the year? There's a bunch of Mariner conversation starters for you at 866-979-3776. You hear John Schneider say, I can just go find a running back. Can you? Or are you concerned that at some point you've kind of gone so far away from it that there aren't enough running backs, and that's actually going to be an issue for a team that really does want to run the ball again this year? So those are a couple thought starters, 866-979-3776. What do you think of John Forslund and his commentary earlier today saying that the Kraken have been soft and need to play with a lot more toughness and a lot more want to in these final 14 games of the year, and that their leaders need to not just be okay? What's it going to take for the Kraken to get into the Stanley Cup playoffs? So all of those and more, 866-979-3776. If you've never called, let's go. Let's do it for the first time. We'll spend some time together next on Brock and Salk.
ESPN senior baseball writer Buster Olney with Bump and Stacy.
Can you remember a season with this high of expectations for the Mariners?
No, nothing like this. Starting the season, a World Series appearance seems totally reasonable. If you pick any other team than the Dodgers to win, given their strength, you're kind of inventing a reason. But I'm picking the Mariners. I've got them on the record. I just don't want to be like everybody else and pick the Dodgers.
The full interviews on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
It's funny how you get used to things in not so ideal condition around the house. It's Dave Wyman here, and for me, it was old windows. After 20 years in our home, virtually every window had a broken seal. We got used to cold drafts, outside noises, and condensation. And if you're in the same boat, use this spring to say goodbye to the old, dreary windows and hello to your new exclusive windows from Harley Exteriors. Right now, they're having a spring cleaning sale to complete your home makeover. If you buy 10 windows, you can choose between 20% off your entire project or get a free door. On top of that, make 0 payments and accumulate 0 interest for up to 12 months for qualified buyers. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade, manufactured right here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Call 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today at harleyexteriors.com.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it, like that. Ask your phone, group chat, smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time, no waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
P&D Tree Service, local experts in tree removal for residential and commercial. Their team works fast to remove problem trees in your yard and neighborhood. If you were hit hard by the storm, P&D Tree will remove trees and clean up while minimizing impact on your landscaping. 24-hour emergency service, any job, big or small. Safe, efficient, and fast. P&D Tree Service turns multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. Enjoy a clean, safe, and bright yard. PNDTreeService.com.
Don't miss 3 Tree Roofing Mariners Cactus League Baseball.
This could be 2. JP has it, goes to the bag, steps on second, fires to first, double play.
Broadcast times at seattlesports.com.
Help elevate your company's pride with workplace tips from Cintas. The right workwear helps your team look and perform their best. Cintas has work apparel for almost any job imaginable. Your team gets garments that are breathable, comfortable, and hold up to any job. Cintas even handles laundry and delivery every week with no upfront investment. It's all part of Apparel Plus from Cintas. Learn more at Cintas.com.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline full synthetic motor oil and a MicroGuard Select oil filter for just $36.99. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ready to free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Look at you guys. You filled up the phone lines for me here on a Fella Friday. Yep, we're very close to our weekend, and of course, you'll still listen to Bump and Stacy and Wyman and Bob and the spring breakout game and all that stuff to get yourself ready for what should be an awesome weekend here in Seattle sports. As always, just a few days away now from opening day on Thursday. So yeah, let's get right to it. We'll get to your calls: Mariners, Seahawks, WBC, Kraken, whatever's on your mind. Let's talk through it. We'll start with Josh, who's in Linden. Josh, good morning. You get to get us started today. What's up?
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. So obviously we know that WBC was a massive success, but there's 2 things that are really bothering me. One was just like the overall conversation, just nauseating conversation about, does the USA care? Is this the World Series? You know, do they care enough? All these things. And it's just, to me, it takes away from the enjoyment of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And as an American baseball fan, I'd rather have the Mariners win the World Series once than the USA win 10 times in a row. And I just think watching it, I enjoyed the baseball, seeing Eugenio, hit that double. I found joy in that, and we can celebrate it as baseball fans.
Yeah.
And I think that culminated in that reporter asking Julio on the field while taking batting practice around all of his teammates if he'd rather win the World Series or this. And I got so frustrated by that. And it's like, could you imagine them asking Julio in the middle of a World Series run,
Right.
Would you rather win the WBC? It's just,
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. I kind of, hey, let me agree with you. Hold on. I agree with you on that. I always thought that was just a tough spot to put Julio in. We said that earlier this week. Like, it's just, what's he supposed to say?
Yeah. So anyways, it was awesome. Love it. And, I hope they can keep the momentum going.
So I appreciate the call, Josh, and thanks for jumping in and weighing in on that. I agree with you for the most part. The only thing I would say, I didn't hear as much of the does the U.S. care. I thought it was much more of the, like, is the U.S. too tight? Right? Like, does the U.S., can they have fun and play baseball at the same
didn't
time?
You say at one point you thought they weren't taking it seriously, or were you talking more about DeRosa?
I think there was just a lot of storylines that felt like they just didn't take it as seriously as other countries.
or that they didn't know how to take it seriously the right way. I mean, like bringing in the Navy SEAL and stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, is that baseball? Like, I understand those pump-up speeches and stuff when you're getting ready to play basketball or football or hockey, but getting yourself into a lather to go play baseball, I don't see how that helps any team win. Like, this is not an adrenaline game. It's just not. You know, you can play it and have more fun and get looser, as I think we saw a lot of the teams from the Latin countries do. But I don't know, getting yourself all pumped up in a very serious way to play baseball, how does that help? I don't get it. I don't see it at all. That clears the line. Jump in, guys. 866-979-3776. It's almost baseball season, which makes it a perfect time to talk of Mike and Edmonds. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Salk. I thought I'd better call in today because Lord knows I don't want to call in Thursday and have Divish pick me apart. So.
He's gonna. You better call in Thursday and talk to Divish.
That's a lot of pressure there. Okay, I got one thought on Colt Emerson and one thought on the Seahawks first-round draft pick if we have time.
Mm-hmm.
You decide. But Colt Emerson, I know you're pushing for him you'd like him to start in AAA. I'd kind of like him to start if JP really can't start. I'd like him to play a week or two, dip his toe in the water, and then when they trade Randy in July or they expand the rosters in September, he's a little more ready. He's got a feel for what it's actually like to play in the big leagues. So there's my thought on Colt.
Okay. There's a reasonable argument to be made there, Mike. I don't think that's the direction that I would go. I just think you're I'd like to send the message that it's about him and his readiness as opposed to about the team needs or anything like that. You want to be so careful, not that he's built or wired like Jared Kelnick, but that the way he was rushed and the way they put him right, not just and you know how much I love Scott Service, but I felt like this was one of the worst decisions Scott made, was throwing him right into the leadoff spot on day one. And I felt like they just heaped way too much onto a guy that couldn't handle it. And maybe I'm a little scarred from it. I would just want to make sure that Colt Emerson gets, eased in when it's absolutely time for him, as opposed to right now just because they've got a spot open. I'm not saying that it's the worst idea, but I'm just very cautious of it.
I think on this team, he's much better protected than Kelnick was.
For sure.
And he'll have a much easier transition.
100% true. Yep, he'd hit 8th or 9th, and that would make it a lot easier. But it does mean you're playing him and Cole Young together to start. I don't know. If I could avoid it, I would. But, hey, it's certainly a possibility, and they decide to go down that road. What's your Seahawks thought?
Quick thought on the Seahawks. I think it's a much better likelihood that they'd find a good edge rusher on pick 32. They've shown an ability to unearth good cornerbacks later in the draft, and so I'm strongly leaning towards edge.
Well, I don't know who the right edge guy is. That's not my game. I don't know enough about that type of stuff. But in terms of going in that direction, sure. Yeah, all right, let's go edge. You can never have enough edge rushers. I told you the Boy Maffe's departure is, I think, so far the biggest thing that's happened to this team this offseason. So, yeah, I mean, I would, number one, like to replace Boy Maffe. So if that's where it comes from in the draft, makes sense. Because, again, it's not just that Boye leaves and you have that challenge for next year. It's that Nwosu is getting older. DeMarcus Lawrence is getting older and thought about retiring and may even still retire this offseason in theory. Derek Hall's a free agent at the end of next year. Like, that is not, while it's a position of strength, it's not a position of great long-term strength, right? It's not something where you can plan 2, 3, 4 years out. That's probably something that you want to continue to build up so that you're in good shape long-term. All right, let's go. Clears a line there, 866-979-3776. Let me, we'll go away from baseball, but then we're going to come right back because there's so many baseball calls here, which is great. Brock is in Seattle. Good morning, Brock.
Good morning, Mike. How are you today?
Doing great.
I wanted to call and I wanted to apologize about giving you a bad time earlier. We can talk about the puppy now. The Sonics. And now you can wear that shirt that I sent you, that Jimmy shirt, right? You can wear it with some pride.
Oh, you sent that to me? That was nice of you. I do wear that every now and again. You know that shirt. So it's it's a Jimi Hendrix wearing a Sonics jersey shirt. It's awesome. And I was wearing it on election day in, what was that, whenever that was, November? When did we have the election? It must have been later than that. Whenever the mayoral election was, and Bruce Harrell walked in here on the day of the election with his wife, and his wife liked that shirt so much she took a picture of me in it. She was so excited about it.
Yeah, I get a lot of compliments when I wear it. It's a lot of fun.
All right.
You know, when the Sonics left, I'm a 58-year-old man. I grew up in Seattle my whole life. When the Sonics won the championship in '79, I was playing baseball, and we stopped the game and cheered and, had fun. And when they went away, I haven't watched basketball since, and it's been so frustrating to lose something so close and so meaningful to you. And it just, got up and walked away. And it's a different game now, so I'm torn on whether I want to watch it or not. I had an idea. I was talking with a friend, and I know it would never happen, but I think they should get rid of the three-point line so we can play like real basketball, like back in the day. So instead of just hucking it up from, half court.
I know what you're talking about, right? What would you guys tell me yesterday? That guy, it was his first two-point shot of the year.
68 threes this year. Yesterday was his first two-point shot.
What are we
Chase
doing?
Johnston of High Point.
Oh God!
Yeah, and Jack Golke from a couple years ago when
Yes.
Oakland took down Kentucky, he was like an overnight sensation. It was the same idea. He didn't have a made 2-point shot basically all year. It was all three balls.
I mean, the one of the big challenges with basketball is that it has become essentially dunks and three balls, and that's it. And the step back three, I think, has done more to ruin the game of basketball than anything. It needs a solution. Basketball needs a fix. But let's not forget that there is a reason they put the three-point line in to begin with, right? Before it was there, everything was so clogged that the game was becoming slow and unwatchable in its own way. So what is the answer? I've said for a while now, I would love to see them experiment with two things in basketball. One, I would love to see an experiment with a larger court, wider, longer. As the players have gotten bigger and bigger, I think that the court, honestly, at times looks too small for the giant human beings that are running up and down it. So I would be interested in seeing what a little bit larger, even just a couple feet in either direction, I would love to see what that looks like. Second, is a 10-foot rim still the right amount for an NBA basketball player? Is it still the right amount? Should it be 10.5? Could we go up 6 inches? So that not everyone could dunk as easily as they can all the time. Not that we wouldn't see dunks, because you would, but that or even if maybe it's not 6 inches, maybe it's only 3 inches. It's just these guys are so tall. Everyone playing is 6'6" or taller. The idea of a 10-foot hoop is not quite the same as it was when they first started the game. So those are two things that I've often thought about. The three-point line, you can't get rid of it, but think about the reason why the three-point line has become what it is. It's a math equation, right? You looked at it, people looked at it, did the math, and said, these shots are more worthwhile because of the extra point you get. As long as you can hit it X percentage, it's more worthwhile. Well, if you moved it back far enough, they wouldn't be at that percentage. You'd still be able to shoot threes. You'd still have an opportunity to do it. But if you could find a way to balance it out, yeah, you could make it work. I'm not saying you got to move it back to half court, but a couple of feet continuing to move it back, yeah, probably would have some of that effect. Opening up the game a little bit, and that would work well, by the way, with a slightly larger court. It would work those two things together. Just some thoughts. Look, the game has gotten away from me. I'm like, I'm not really watching the tournament. I've not watched the NBA with any sort of regularity in, well, at least a decade and probably closer to 2. But I recognize that it's coming back here, and for a huge group of people, it's going to be unbelievable.
For people like you and Brock who seem to get irked by a lot of drama in sports, are you guys going to be able to handle NBA drama when the Sonics come back?
No.
I mean, like, we talked for a while about, or you guys talked for a while about the Cal and Randy stuff. You know what they call that in the NBA?
Tuesday. Yeah, no kidding.
Like, you have James Harden show up in fat suits so he can demand a trade, and then magically overnight he loses all the weight.
Oh, my God. Like, I can't handle it, man. And by the way, I don't mind a little drama. Like, I like a little bit, but the NBA, it feels like it's just there because that's all there is. It's there in place of the actual games.
It's amazing. I love Kevin Durant, but again, it was this massive story a couple weeks ago that he was calling out all his teammates on a burner account publicly.
How many times has he been caught with burner accounts?
So many.
Like, multiple times. He's addicted.
he cannot get off Twitter. He's just like all of us.
It's just hilarious. Kind of. 866-979-3776. Open phone lines here for a few more minutes. And we still got some room if you want to jump in. Let me try Caden in Cle Elum. Good morning, Caden.
Good morning. Good morning. What's up?
Not much.
I just wanted to jump on here and talk about how I think that you're right about Luke Raley. I mean, other than last year and kind of his first year in the league, I mean, this guy, he's taken 400 ABs 2 years in a row. He's hit 20 home runs almost twice. I mean, he's a 250 hitter, OPS around 800. I mean, this is a guy who can be a difference maker if Cal can't hit 60 bombs again, which I'm not saying he can't, but it's just probably unlikely, of course. But if Luke Raley can get back to what he was before his injury last year, he's that difference maker. And then you have Rob, who's going to come in when we got lefties, and we know how good he hits the lefties.
Yeah, so I'm with you. I think, thank you. And, what's my old line that they play occasionally here? I agree with you because I agree with me, and that's what I said actually a while ago. But, yeah, I think we're on the same page here, Caden. Luke Raley, before he got hurt last year, was a big part of what the Mariners were doing. He had an awful season. Awful. And we all forgot about him. We all wrote him off because it really was a lost season. I don't think his lost season was because he got bad at baseball. I think it's because he was hurt. And he was never really fully healthy and was never really able to get untracked at any point during the season. So I do believe that if he's put in the right spot to succeed, that Luke Raley can be a difference maker. Not at the Julio and Cal level. I don't think he's that kind of player. But if you're playing him in right field most nights, if you're allowing him to hit against righties for the most part, if not entirely, if you're using Ref Snyder and Victor Robles around him, and you're able to take advantage of his defense in the outfield, you're able to take advantage of his ability to run, his ability to put the ball in play, his ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark. Luke Raley is a bizarrely, uniquely talented baseball player. He is. And there's a reason they gave up Caballero, who, by the way, is also a pretty good ball player, in order to get him. Like, they liked him, and he was a big part of their success 2 years ago. I think he fits the roster very well. If he can come back and be the player that he was in 2023 and 24, it goes a long way towards, handling some of the potential drop-off that you would naturally expect with Cal this year.
I think that's right. He's obviously going to have to do most of it against right-handed pitching. That probably goes without being said.
But how many lefties are they going to see?
Yeah, no. So he's
right, not many.
He's got a real route to a lot of playing time and to get back on track.
And thankfully, I hope we're not going to see him have to hit against like nasty lefty late in the game. That's literally why Rob Ref Snyder is here. And most days, not all, most days I would expect that both Ref Snyder and Victor Robles would be on the bench if Canzone and Raley are both in the lineup. And if that's the case, you've got opportunities to pinch hit for both of them. I don't want to have to see them hitting against lefties late in games. Like, that's a really big part of your late game success this year, right?
For sure. And Luke Raley, like a lot of players on this team, are definitely streaky, but when he gets hot, like we talked about down the stretch in September of 24, he gets really hot.
He does. And you can see some of that this year, obviously, just a major boon. Because I forget, what did you say was your home run total over under for Cal this year?
I don't know if you threw it to me about Cal. My guess is 42, let's call it. Somewhere in the low to mid 40s.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think I would have said 44, 45, but okay. Like somewhere between 40 and 47 feels about right for Cal Raleigh this year. I hope he does it again and hits 65. Like, that would be unbelievable. Break the record, get in the 70s. That would be amazing. But it feels like they're going to pitch around him more, and just, it's hard to duplicate that kind of thing. You got to make up 20 home runs, 15 home runs, whatever that number is, plus the ones you lose with Polanco. And Brendan Donovan will come up with a few of them. Luke Raley could come up with a bunch of them. Naylor should have a few of them. I think Cole Young can come up with a few of them. I'd like to see Julio have a few of them. All of those are kind of necessary in order to keep the offense going this year. Canzone can have a few of them. Yeah, they've got the guys to do it, bits and pieces, but you're not going to get like 30 of them in all likelihood but if you were, it'd be Luke Raley. If there is a guy on this team that's never hit 30 home runs before that could, it's Luke Raley. I don't know if he's gonna, but he certainly has the capability of doing it this year.
By the way, just random fact, because you mentioned they traded Caballero for him. You know, Caballero led the league in stolen bases last year.
Dude, Caballero's a pretty good player.
Yeah.
He gets on base. He steals bags. He can play some defense. He annoys the other team. I like Caballero. I not that I regret the decision to trade him for Luke Raley, because I like Raley. And they just have such a glut of infielders. But isn't Caballero a right-handed bat? Or is he a switch hitter?
Yeah, they didn't have a pressing need for him.
They could use him.
I just saw the other day.
They could use Jose Caballero still on this team. They could. I think they did the right thing. That's not a criticism. I like having Luke Raley on the team. But if you had a Jose Caballero, it wouldn't be like the worst thing in the world to have
kind
right
of crazy.
now.
Like a week ago, it hit me, and I realized he led the league in stolen bases last year.
Pretty crazy. All right, let me go 866-979-3776. Let's go to Christopher in Seattle. Good morning, Christopher.
Hey, Mike. Good morning. I just have a kind of an odd take. I feel like I've been the guy that's had, Niehaus was on the radio forever in my car, in my house. I never missed a game. I never missed a moment. And in the last couple of years, I've turned into this guy. My ears are plugged and my eyes are closed. I cannot see the big moments. I can't watch them. I miss them all. So I got to pause it. I got to turn it off. It's like 95.
Like it's too much anxiety for you?
Yeah, the Mariners especially. I'm so anxious. I'm so nervous.
Wow.
That it wrecks me. And can't we have just like a Broncos Super Bowl moment with the Mariners?
No, that's not baseball. That's just not the way the game is. My wife, Chris, my wife is a therapist. My wife is a therapist, and she works with people who have anxiety all the time. And I'm not going to make light of it. And I know that you can't just tell somebody who's got anxiety, hey, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. Like, that's just not how it works. But I will say that, from my perspective, embracing that anxiety is part of what makes baseball great. I know it doesn't always feel that way in the moment, and I totally understand the urge and inclination to just be like, I can't watch. I'll have to find out later because it's just too hard. Because what if it goes wrong? Thankfully the stakes aren't as high. It's only sports as much as it's a big part of our lives. And I just to me, embrace it if you can. That's what makes baseball fun to me, is that level of anxiety. I know that's sort of maniacal in its own way, right? A little masochistic, but I just think that's part of what makes the sport great. Let me grab one more. Kyle in Butte, you'll get the last word here, I think. Good morning, Kyle. What's going on?
Oh, do you guys think that JP is going to make the roster?
Opening day
next week?
I think it's going to be hard, man. I think it's going to be hard. He only has 18 plate appearances so far this spring. And that doesn't feel like enough. Now, maybe he can just show up and start hitting and there's no problem. But he's got to get his timing. He's got to get built up. He's got to play the field a little bit. You got to see a game action before you just throw him out there at the beginning of the season. Is it possible he's out there on opening day? Sure. I would bet against it right now. It's just we're 6 days away, and he's only had 18 plate appearances in 6 games or so in spring training. And I don't know whether he's scheduled to play he's not playing today, right? It's the breakout game. So earliest you'd get to see him would be tomorrow, JP, right? So, that gives him Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 games, right? They don't play Wednesday. They fly up here. Doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel like that's the direction it's going to go. Feels like he's going to end up starting the year, I would think, on the injured list, and probably not for very long, right? Take a little extended spring training. Lyle, you did the research yesterday. You can backdate it 3 days, so we'd only have to miss a week, 7 days, and then I think that's probably the right direction, rather than trying to throw him out there and asking him to get not just healthy but also up to speed without anything. It doesn't feel fair to him or to the team. So that's my guess. I think it'll be Leo Rivas. I guess in theory it could still be Colt Emerson. It's like to watch those guys today in the spring breakout game. Next week, we're going to spend a full show, 3 hours anyway, with Shannon on Wednesday. 3 hours with Ryan Divish. Never happened before. On Thursday, on opening day, as we get ourselves ready for baseball season. Lyle's going to be in so much trouble. You better call in sick now, brother.
Yeah, right. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you are. All right. Good stuff. Bump and Stacy coming up next. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy. If you find yourself in Mill Creek, the volleyball tournament, dig pink. Come say hi, and we'll catch you guys Monday morning at 6 a.m. And until then, the hay is in the barn. See you, everybody.
Get to the chopper!
ESPN senior baseball writer Buster Olney with Bump and Stacy.
Can you remember a season with this high of expectations for the Mariners?
No, nothing like this. Starting the season, a World Series appearance seems totally reasonable. If you pick any other team than the Dodgers to win, given their strength, you're kind of inventing a reason. But I'm picking the Mariners. I've got them on the record. I just don't want to be like everybody else and pick the Dodgers.
The full interviews on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
There's nothing better than having a big fish on your line. Make this the year you take that unforgettable fishing trip to Queen Charlotte Lodge. Time is running out for summer bookings. Experience a luxury resort and amazing fishing with your buddies, family, father, or son. King salmon runs, halibut, and lingcod are always plentiful. Book your stay at fishqcl.com and use code ESPN. Experience fishing first class. Experience fishqcl.com.
Hour and a half drive here. To have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, mind racing, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Video security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, access control, 24/7 monitoring, and more. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy, knowing we're here for you, your people, and your business. Visit bayalarm.com to talk to a local security expert. Bay Alarm, we got you.
Hey, high five. Up top. Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Heck yeah! He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread. Yes! The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Woo! For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
Think about this. In 2006, $20,000 equaled roughly 33 ounces of gold at the spot price. At today's prices, those 33 ounces would be worth over $150,000. Smart Americans diversify a portion of their savings into precious metals. That's why I buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's a crucial part of my balanced strategy. Gives me peace of mind given all the events that could impact the U.S. economy. See if holding gold in a tax-sheltered retirement account is right for you, too. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. Just text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to receive your free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, just useful information.